It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. This is a seminal moment in KFC Radio history. It's a historic episode because we're redoing it, which is something we've never done before.
We've might have done it before, like in the Skype days. We might have forgot to record
because of like a technical issue. Yes, we didn't press record, or the audio really crapped out on us, or whatever. This one we're re-recording because it was just so bad.
It stunk. I hope this one doesn't stink.
I was gonna say now we gotta like bring the heat, but we are the type. We don't script anything. We don't really even do much planning. We'll kind of have 2-3 topics that we expand upon, and then a segment, and then we're done. And we always just kind of bullshit, shoot the shit. And luckily, I will say that. I don't know about you, but to this day, probably upwards of like 2,000 episodes in, right? And I still will be like, oh boy, like we only have like 2 or 3 things to talk about. I hope this turns out good. And it just usually does. Mm-hmm. Like we converse enough and we shoot the shit enough and it just spirals out of control to be funny. And I'm always like, wow, we made something out of nothing there. And it got to the point where I'm like pretty confident that we will always make something out of nothing. It's not just coincidence every single time. We know what we're doing. And this time, we made nothing out of nothing. It was crazy.
It was so
and
bad.
I'm so happy that you brought it up, because as we were doing it, we to look behind the curtain, we started talking about baseball and how it's back, but we don't really think it's going to be back because of coronavirus. And that's about it. That was like, that's all we needed to say. And we did it for like 27 minutes. And I was
That's the whole take. Baseball's back, but not really. And you're an idiot if you think it's going to be back. Next topic.
That's really all it needed to be. And
at 2 o'clock today, there's going to be
another announcement.
The PGA Tour is going to make an announcement because a bunch of their players got coronavirus.
Right.
I'm guessing they're probably going to say Tour's off.
Not doing it. Yeah.
Right? It's what's happening to every sport. I don't want to be the Debbie Downer. I don't want to be the guy who's like, fuck you for being happy. Mm-hmm. I understand hope. I understand wanting to be happy. I just don't think it's going to happen. I just don't.
And not anytime soon. But as we were talking about it, I remember thinking like, I was just repackaging the same sentence over and over again. I was like saying it this way, saying it that way, and I'm looking at you. You're kind of like looking at your computer and kind of being like, I was
looking for something. I was just looking for anything. I was looking for I was waiting for like a fucking message from God to come on the computer and be like, talk about this, guys. There was just nothing.
I needed some breaking news on the TL desperately, and it just didn't come. We were just waiting for a lifeline, and it never happened. And then after we got onto another topic, like you flat out said, like, I don't even know. I just like, boy, like that whole first chunk was terrible. And I was like, oh, thank God. Thank God you agree, because that was it was an embarrassment to our reputation. So we're running it back. We're redoing a little bit. Maybe one day it'll be a part of our like cutting room floor. You'll get to see what I believe to be the worst episode in KFC radio history. But it actually kind of made me confident, because I do think it's very rare that happens.
Yeah, I mean, we both noticed it doesn't happen a lot.
Right.
It doesn't happen almost ever.
I mean, it's I hope that it's not like, I hope that the audience has never been sitting there going, oh boy, they should have cut this one. But we had a good run of like 1,000 straight where we never needed to redo it or script it or edit it or chop it up. But here we are, take 2.
There is one thing I wanted to bring up again that from the first time. Lots of drug dealers in the streets of New York.
Yeah, let's talk about. See, that's what we should have been talking about. The unintended consequences, or the little changes that arise from coronavirus. We're all wearing masks. We know that. All the things that are blunt and hitting you over the head, and a drastic change in society. But things you didn't see coming. Drug dealers in the streets.
If you are because all the bars are outside, so everyone's just sitting on the sidewalk, and drug dealers just walk by and go, I got coke, I got coke, I got coke. You shouldn't buy it. Not that I did this time. But
yet
there has been a time in my life in the last 2 years I bought drugs off a guy in the street, so I've done meth. But how
did that go for you? That was a bad experience.
Didn't sleep for 3 days.
Yeah. I saw somebody.
I'll tell you how it went for me. Got a tattoo.
Yeah. Well, it could have been worse. Even that. Like I saw some clip the other day. It was on social media or someone's stand-up act, whatever it was. It's like meth will make you go gay. It's so crazy. Meth will make you be like, yeah, I'll suck that guy's dick, whatever. I mean, that's some shit when it will change your entire sexuality.
Yeah. It fucks with your DNA. It fucks with who you are as a person.
It's like I was born this way, but then I did meth and I switched the other side.
You come back
crazy.
You do meth, you come back like an astronaut who just like his DNA is just all switched and stuff. Remember that Mark Kelly? They compared him to his twin brother, and they're like, "Wait, you're just a different person now." That's what meth does to you.
You ever see that movie? The guy goes to Mars and he comes back like part alien, and he's like all fucked up. I think it's Gary Sinise is the guy, but yeah, that's what meth does. Like you know, your chemical makeup changes, and you're just a worse person. You got a little bit of meth in you, you're bad now. You're a bad guy. But yeah, so these dudes are just kind of like hollering at you, like almost like like the way people ask you to like sign up for some shit on the street.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like it hasn't happened every single time I've been out an outside bar. It's happened twice.
But how many times have you been out? Like four?
Like 4. Yeah.
So we're shooting 50% on being, accosted by drug dealers.
Right. And they just walk by and like, yo, we got coke, we got coke, we got coke. They don't even break stride. It's very impressive, actually. They're ready to be on the move.
Which, to be honest, is actually like pretty polite.
Well,
I've
said that you knew like the coke boys are definitely hurting because like no one does coke and sits in an apartment. Nope. So all quarantine, they've definitely been like, we got to start moving weight. And the second the outdoor bars got out, they're like, time to start pounding pavement. We can't rely on our numbers anymore.
I actually really respect that. Like, they're committed to the craft. You know what I mean? It's like we gotta make this shit happen.
Yeah, it's like scalpers are back.
Yeah,
where it's like we gotta get out. We gotta holler. We gotta push this stuff. Cocaine's one of those things that usually just sells itself. Yeah. They're like,
cocaine is like. Gaz being the sales guy circa like 2009, 10 and in Barstool, Boston. It was just like, wait for the phone to ring and a bar is going to pick you up and say like, can you have our party here? Yeah. And then you're the sales guy, It's like people usually just want cocaine and they will find
especially in New York City. Yeah, you don't have to go out on the streets. You don't have to,
you might have to, don't buy it from this guy or this is my turf or whatever. But the product you're selling, you don't need to be doing much selling on the product, the cocaine.
Yeah,
everybody knows what you're getting and why you're doing it.
There are really few drugs that you have to sell.
I mean,
you have to sell. You have to sell.
Argument like none, really.
But like, I guess for a non-user,
yeah,
like you'd have to sell me on
PCP.
You'd have to sell me on basically anything except weed or cocaine.
Yeah,
even like I'd done fake Molly once at an MGMT concert at Fordham in like 2006. That like took some convincing.
Really?
Yeah.
06, huh?
I think so. Oh no, I guess 7 maybe. It would have been my freshman year of college. So I graduated high school in 06. So I guess 06.
You were at Fordham in 07.
Yep.
What'd you do? Do you remember where we went?
No, I remember I got pushed out of a bunk bed in the morning. Hit my head right on a fucking bureau.
Yeah. I remember those bunks. They were actually felt a little bit higher than your average bunk bed. I remember
it was a far fall.
I remember thinking like, my buddy's nose was like touching the ceiling. He was up there. Look at you doing a little fucking fake Molly at Fordham. We probably crossed paths.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you go to MGMT shows?
I don't even know what you mean. Like at Fordham?
Yeah. The band was there. It was like spring weekend or fall weekend or something like that.
I mean, I loved Electric Feel. Electric Feel?
Yeah.
I loved Electric Feel. And I don't remember going to see them.
Yeah, it was fun. It was also the first time I ever did cocaine at that show. And honest to God, like it was out of a movie, I coughed and blew it all away. And luckily it was my buddies, so he's like, "That's pretty expensive, Yeah. And like a college,
you coughed like just by accident, or like you had sniffed it and then like
I sniffed it and like, like 100%. It was we were in this girl's bedroom who I'd never met, and it was like lined up on a picture. And I snorted it and went. It went everywhere.
Was it your first time doing it?
Yeah.
So yeah, you were just like a rookie and like flustered and just. I mean, in that moment, I would have just gotten up and left. I'd have been like, "Here's $100. Like, sorry about that. I gotta go.
I'm going back to fucking Florida.
I gotta go practice my cocaine. I'll be back. I'm gonna go to Florida, figure out how to get better at this, and when I come back, I promise we'll do this right." So, drug dealers in the streets is an interesting, there's some good that comes out
Dude,
of
I didn't take a picture of it. There was, so all like the restaurants have one street, like like the parking spaces. You can't park from anymore. You can put outdoor seating there. Right. And so the bar I go to, Factory, they put out like kegs so you could have like to hold the spots. But the restaurant right next door only put out cones.
Okay.
People don't respect the cone as much.
No.
So someone had just pulled in and parked there, and then they just had tables set up around this car, right? And
Yeah,
the guy
I respect
comes.
all of it.
The guy comes back. He's a surgeon. I don't know if he was actually a surgeon or he just popped over to iParty, bought himself a surgeon costume, and the people eating at the tables didn't get up. So he's just trying to get out of the parking space while literally 6 inches in front of him, 2 dudes are sitting there having a beer and a lunch. And then 6 inches behind him, 2 girls are sitting there having a beer and lunch. And he's just like, it's like the Austin Powers gif where he's like trying to get out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's just like little bit. I'm like, guys, just get up and move the table so the guy can get the fuck out of here. He went through all this trouble to buy a surgeon costume.
It's a whole production here, man. I think that drug dealers in the streets, open container, and I would say tickets for me. Not the lack thereof of tickets have been.
This guy had a ticket.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
so
he had a
they're
ticket.
coming back, and the reason why I said it is because I noticed I do alternate side in front of my apartment, which is just a motherfucker. It's so stupid. This street sweeper comes by, and he kicks up the dirt, and that's it. It doesn't really clean my street at all. And I have to worry about getting, I think they're like $75 tickets.
Dude,
too.
I still have, I wake up in a panic still sometimes when I hear a street sweeper. That's some shit you'll never, that's PTSD. You'll never get over
I know
that.
you don't dream, so you're not used to it, but when you have those dreams of like, I missed the test or I'm not going to graduate or whatever, that's like the real life version of it where it's just.
Yeah, like I hear a street, I'm like, where's my car? Did I move it? Fuck.
Yep,
I'm like,
yep.
I haven't had a car in 5 years. So why don't you chill out, John?
I have not gotten a ticket in, 3-4 months now, and it's been a fucking delight. And really, tickets in general. I mean, you can go like 100 right now, and no one's pulling you over. Not right now. Now it's starting to come back.
I think they're
but
back.
At the peak, and they were not pulling you over.
I saw like
They're
5 cops on the drive down here.
Well, now they probably got to get
get
their
those numbers
quota
up.
So
Yeah.
now it's probably the opposite. But there's been a few things about quarantine that you know me, Mr. Optimism. Mr. Glass half full. I'm trying to see the bright side of things. So drug dealers, open container really would be a game changer if they, I'm not going to leave it be, but if they let some bits of that linger, just like if they relax the laws a little bit, that would be a great unintended consequence of all this pandemic.
There are some bad ones too, though.
Such as? Well, let me know the bad consequences on top of, hundreds of thousands of deaths. The bad consequences of coronavirus. You can learn about it in a newsletter. How about that? The Hustle.
I'm going to be honest. I already signed up for this last time when we did the show.
Yeah, so fake it again. John's going to go sign up. We literally, as we were doing the ad read, John was like, I'm signing up for this immediately. And I think you should too, because The Hustle is a daily newsletter that cuts right to the chase, gives you basically Cliff Notes on life. You want to be, what's annoying? It's Cliff's Notes. It's not Cliff Notes.
It's Cliff Notes.
I know, but it's not,
But it is.
Yeah, it is.
But it is.
It's like those guys should just change their name.
Yeah.
Cliff Notes for the world. You're learning about business. You're learning about technology. You're learning about health, current events, anything that's going on in the world. It condenses it into easy to read, daily, bite-sized bits in The Hustle. It's 100% free, and you'll sound more educated. You'll sound more informed. Really, all it takes is if you just know like 1% more than the people you're talking to. I feel like Joe Rogan's made a career off of like he just knows a little bit more, has a quote or a soundbite or a doctor's name, and then everyone's like, "Oh, this guy's smart. He knows what he's talking about." We don't know if he does or doesn't. The Hustle. I mean, basically everything you'll hear me say from here on out is a quote from like The Hustle. Like my entire podcast is going to be backed by this newsletter because the Hustle is not only free, easy, and make you smarter and all that shit. You might win a Tesla, my friend. You sign up right now for The Hustle, and you are entered to win a Tesla.
It's a pretty good prize to get smarter and a Tesla.
Now
You can probably get so much of The Hustle, you can build your own Tesla. They give you so much information, make you so smart.
I'm going to find out why the Tesla is such a big deal in The Hustle. You're like, I mean, how good could a Tesla be? Apparently, it's real good.
Yeah, everyone says it's good.
I mean, wow.
If everyone says it's good, it's good.
You think so?
Yeah, I think people are usually right.
All right, how about The Wire then?
Shut up about the wire. I tried it. I don't like it.
That was great. If I got a Tesla, I would make a video and I would blow it up. I think that the value I would get, it's like, okay, I have a very nice car that I'm going to drive around and it's safe and it's cool and all the things that people say about it. Sure, there's some benefit there. I think a greater benefit would be me blowing up a Tesla. Like, I would get Elon's attention, no doubt.
Yeah.
And I'm sure people would hate me. It's like when people used to smother their Yeezys and like shit and set them on fire and people would be like appalled. Well, it's like that, but times a lot fucking more. How much does Tesla run you? Is it like $100,000?
No, they're definitely cheaper ones.
Oh, wow. Well, whatever the cost may be, stick a dynamite right in the tailpipe. Kaboom, blowing it up. Fuck you, Elon. But, and then, you know what? After I do that, you'll read about it in The Hustle. Like, new front headlines, front page news. This dude blew up a Tesla for fun. So go to thehustle.co, not com. It's thehustle.co/KFC. And you can sign up now. Right now, they've got the economic of the economic of cruise ships, which, I mean, Dave Portnoy, right?
Yeah.
That one. We've got the man who was feeding an entire Alaskan town through his Costco card. I mean, that man's a hero. I would just be stacking away my snacks and eating them myself. And how small businesses survived during the Great Recession, which is probably large. So The Hustle is really covering all your bases. Go to thehustle.co/KFC. Sign up. Maybe you win a Tesla, and you'll definitely start being educated.
40 to 60K for a Tesla.
Wow. I thought we were talking like, I thought it was like a Lambo. I thought you were just like
I think they're just hard to
$200,000.
get.
Yeah?
I think it's just they don't have enough of them. Maybe I'm wrong on that too, but I think it's
that's classic Elon, you know. Why don't you just make some fucking more then, huh, bud? What were you gonna do? The bad consequences of coronavirus.
So this is for people who have gone home for coronavirus. Because you're just in high school again.
Right.
And in high school, it was hard to find places to hook up.
Yes, sir.
And it's incredibly difficult to make sweet, sweet love or to do kisses or to do anything.
To do kisses.
It's because you're just in your family home.
Yeah.
And this weekend,
also, it's different when you're a kid. Like, if you are trying to do kisses and you're sneaking around and, like, if you get caught or whatever, it's like, well, you know, he's 16 and he's, like, it's puppy love and he's, you know, starting for the first time. You were like 30 when you started. But, you know, for most of us, you're in. And so my point being, if you get caught then, it's kind of like okay. You get caught now and you're like an adult, it's like double weird. It's like, what? You know, really, dude? Come on, you know? It's like you're 31-year-old man giving like back shots in your like next to your parents' fucking room. It's extra awkward. So
it was like what was it? We were in my room. And it was not like I'm having sex. You're just like, you know,
fooling around a little bit.
You're technically having sex, but it's not sex. It's like,
but it was in.
It's like the kind where you're like, you know, covering each other's mouths, like you're like, like everyone shut up! No one make a noise.
Keep your composure.
Quiet down right now! I swear to God, if you make a noise, I'm gonna lose my bone. Like,
I'm gonna come right now.
It's confidential sex. It's top secret stuff.
Yeah.
And I went downstairs afterwards and I just got a glass of water. I came upstairs and I didn't really think I had a face on or anything like that. And girlfriend was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Nothing." She's like, "What's the matter?"
I can see it on your face.
Nothing's wrong. I'm just chilling. I'm ready to watch some Sopranos. She's like, "What's the matter?" And I was like, "Fucking nothing is the matter." And she asked again. She said, "What is wrong?" And I said, "My mom's downstairs." And she definitely heard that. And she was like, "Oh my God." She's like, "I could have gone my whole life not knowing that." And she like curled up into a ball. And I was like, "It's okay. It's all right. It's not a big deal." And it wasn't a big deal because it's not true. But I've read fables, and I know sometimes you need to make up an elaborate lie in order to prove a simple point, and that's you don't always have to ask me what's wrong. Sometimes you tell a crazy tale to just say a simple point like, "Hey, don't get lost from home. You need breadcrumbs." Sometimes you gotta just fucking make up this crazy thing so you learn a simple basic lesson that you don't always need to know what's on my mind.
Fucking ASAP over here telling fables to prove points. This is some elaborate shit to drive home a point.
And everyone
Stop
listening,
bothering
if
me.
you know her, you can't tell her the truth. I still haven't told her I made it up.
So she is still, as we speak, right now, she thinks that your mom heard you guys bang.
And it wasn't like, look, again, like you wouldn't hear. Like, she probably just thought I was like rolling in bed. Like, it's not like I was putting on a show upstairs. It's like,
but, you know, guess what? Guess what people don't do, John? Roll in bed.
yeah, but that's one of those things too, where like you just always in your head, every noise you make in bed, you're like, they think I'm jerking off.
Right.
And
right.
and
every
like,
sound possible.
I'm like, you know, because that's been an issue at home too. You know, gotta roll the pants down sometimes. you know, when you make that noise. It's such a known noise when like it's like you hear it, you lean back in the bed, and then you gotta pull down, and then you plop back down, and you're like, that was a take it off the underpants noise. And that's been in my head this whole quarantine too. Like they know what it sounds like when I take off my underpants.
That is some deep paranoia.
And then, dude, once I do that, I turn into a fish out of water. I'm just like, just roll, just make as much noise as I can. Be like, just a regular thing up here.
Definitely not masturbation noises.
That wasn't anything. That was just nothing.
I'm just jumping on the bed. It's like I'm a little kid doing cannonballs and shit. Nope, nothing is here. No cum up here. That is very funny. That's definitely like anytime you lay it on thick.
It's like when you farted in a chair, but you just keep getting up.
Yes,
I didn't fart. I was fucking.
I was trying to think of an example, but I that's exactly it. When there's a little leather or something, then you make sure you do it over and over and over again. Like you see what that was? That was it. That's John jerking off in his bed.
I'm just telling you, I'm getting comfortable. That's all.
Meanwhile, we know our girl Paul's probably downstairs, be like, John's fucking. John's banging. Did you ever have a rule in your house, like door must be open or you can't be upstairs alone or anything like that? No. I mean, again, that's because you started when you were like 29. So you're like, thank God he's fucking. Like, John, go ahead and close the door. Put it in, dude.
It's like in Always Sunny when Gail the Snail's like, you can't tell me what to do, Mom, anymore. I'm sexually active. Like, you're 31 years old. You're supposed to be sexually active.
Dude, when my first girlfriend was that foreign chick, and her parents were very, very European, very, very foreign, very liberal. And so, like, I was able to, I could stay at her house till, like, all hours, fucking doors open, close, whatever. They were, like, buying us lube practically. And then I would come home, and, my parents would be like, you're back on, like, American soil here, dude. Like, clean it up. Clean it the fuck
Drinking
up.
age is 21 again, like, that whole shebang.
Right. I remember
exchanging nudes with a 16-year-old is considered sexual harassment. I don't care if you're 15. Like, it's cyber or whatever you call it. Yep. I don't know.
Yeah, they were very much like, back in American soil, you have to now, like, behave yourself. I remember one time my grandma saw me and her, like, we were just, like, snuggling on the couch, sort of. But it was like, snap back out of it. Like, there'll be none of that. But the thought of you tricking your girlfriend into thinking your mom heard you have sex, all to get her to not say, what's wrong? See, ladies, the lengths that we will go to for you to just leave us alone.
There was nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong.
The other day, I said, I'll tell you what's wrong. You asked me this, like, there's going to be a major problem if you ask me anything ever again. Because that's the problem now. You're probably right. I probably was hiding something. But now I'm furious about this. Fucking jerking off. Sneaky sex noises. That's what's going on. So are you going to tell?
Yeah, I'm going to tell her. Well, I mean, if I wasn't going to tell a story, maybe not. But yeah, I mean, now cat's out of the bag. You're going to have to let her know on that one.
You're going to tell your mom.
No, I can tell my mom. That is crazy. Don't be ridiculous.
Let's do a little Am I the Asshole? But it's incredible how much better that part of the podcast was than the first one we did. I mean, staggeringly different. For the audience, a lot of times when we do,
you just can't talk about baseball for 30 minutes.
No, you just can't do it. I don't know how
it might be back. It might not be back. That's it.
I don't know how Jared and Hubs. No, I'm not even talking about like coronavirus and shit. You can't talk about baseball, period, for 30 minutes. It's just not that interesting of a topic. God bless Section 10 in the short porch. I don't know how you guys do it. But usually we say things like, it's like if we ever do a second take or if we leave something out that we were going to talk about, I'm always like, well, the audience doesn't know that it was supposed to kind of be that. Well, the audience knows now, and I just want you guys to know that was awesome compared to what we did.
If you thought that stinks, you should have heard the other one.
I'm nervous that people are going to be like, well, dude, the opening to the podcast was like a C-. It's like, well, then trust me, the original was like an F, a full-blown failure. Am I the asshole? We'll get into that. We also got an interview with Howie Mandel, and then of course we'll do our voicemails. But first up, Am I the Asshole? It's brought to you by Crossrope. I talked to Corey G yesterday. I just feel like I'm like disappointing a brother or a father or something. You know, he's just like, you know how bad it is with Corey. We talked about other shit, and then he's like, all right, man, like, I'll catch you soon. Like, I know you haven't even started working out. Like, it wasn't even like a, hey, where you stand? Hey, can I help you out? It was just this, like, kind of, not disgust, but just this, like, I know you're not even trying. It was definitely like, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed type of vibe. I was like, fuck, man.
Dude, you need to do the Crossrope. I'm obviously back in New York right now just for a little bit. I brought my Crossrope with me because they're fucking awesome. I actually fucked my shoulder up. I haven't, like, lifted in like a month because I've fucking been doing the physical therapy for my shoulder.
You got those little bitch boy arms, right?
And I just do Crossrope every day.
Yeah,
I do.
Crossrope has it all because you get like the cardio and you get like basically like lightweight weightlifting. You build muscle,
You body weight,
while
plyo
getting your-
techniques.
right?
Plyos.
Plyos. We're just gonna call them plyos.
No,
the
it's not
big ply.
Plyos.
Pyrotechnic. How about you do some plyotechnics with the pyrotechnics? Crossrope is it combines all of it, so you don't have to have a bunch of machinery. You don't have to have a whole like gym to work out in. All you need is the rope, the fitness like program, and a little bit of time. In just 30 minutes, you could do a killer full body workout that takes intense cardio with the jumping rope and mixes it with the full body resistance training so that you get strong and you get healthy at home. Really the perfect time. You did this right, man. When you look back, it's like I did the main workout you can do at home. You don't need a gym. You just need a little bit of space and this rope, and that's what everybody should have been doing in pandemic, and that's what John was doing the whole time. You can get the free Crossrope app, which shows your progress, tracks your workouts, and you can either get lean or get strong depending on what you want to do, what your body type is, and what your goals are. Crossrope has it all available on that app where you can start it up and enjoy the results. They have the Get Fit bundle where you can do both the lean and the strong sets. They've got the different ropes that are different weights that you can easily strap in and out of the handles, and so it's a full body workout that's fun, unique, different, easy, affordable. It doesn't take up much space and doesn't take much time. Go to crossrope.com/KFC and you'll get up to $40 off your Crossrope sets plus free shipping when you check out today at crossrope.com/KFC. Am I the asshole? Today we get gross.
All right. Today we got a couple. We'll go through these two quick, right? Okay. So here it is. Am I the asshole for looking when my roommate flashed us? So I'm a man and lived in an apartment with 3 roommates. 1 man, let's call him John, and 2 women, let's call them Sarah and Linda. Something happened yesterday that's made things awkward, and I'm wondering if I did something wrong. All 4 of us were in the living room watching TV yesterday together. A scene happened in the show while we were watching where a woman flashes her boobs at a group of guys. Linda made the comment that she's never understood why women flash their tits at guys at parties or at Mardi Gras or wherever. Sarah disagreed and said to Linda, "What, you never been drunk in college and just been like," and then actually pulled up her shirt. She wasn't wearing a bra. We were just chilling at home, and flashed her boobs. Linda laughed, but when Sarah noticed that I was looking and had just seen her breasts, she suddenly seemed super uncomfortable and was acting weird, awkward. She didn't say anything, but seemed kind of standoffish. Later, Linda told me in private that Sarah was uncomfortable that I had seen her topless earlier, and she was just joking around with Linda and didn't want me or our other male roommate to see her boobs. Linda told me that Sarah said not to say anything to me, but she was telling me anyway so I could maybe apologize to Sarah and make things no longer awkward in the apartment. I don't really understand what I did wrong. I mean, she pulled up her shirt in front of all 3 of us. She didn't tell me and John to look away. And it wasn't like I stared at her boobs or anything. I just thought it was weird she did it, and that was it. John agreed that I did nothing wrong and said he saw them too. Maybe Sarah didn't notice John, but thinks I should apologize to keep the peace. I understand that Sarah feels uncomfortable. I saw, but I'm confused as to what I did wrong here.
So just so I can get this straight, because I feel like I need some clarification, because the way I'm viewing it, it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. She flashes in a room full of people and expects only certain people to have gazed upon her boobs.
If you flash, like you're knowing everyone's looking. It's a. I wasn't even a flash because what you looked at my hand, didn't you?
Yeah. It's just like
honestly, I don't think you did.
I didn't, but I'm gonna go with it. That's probably like a sign that I'm tits. That's probably a sign that I'm like a sociopath or something. I just like kept looking at you. Just like whatever, dude.
If you make a sharp movement, people look at it.
Right.
And if you fucking pretend to fucking lift your shirt up.
You know what? I'm gonna even take it a step further because I feel like you're almost giving like too much credit or defending too much. If you show your tits, I mean, like, guys are gonna look, and you can't expect a guy in the moment when you have decided to be kind of free spirit and reckless for guys to be like, oh, nope. I mean, it's just not realistic.
I was also gonna tell her to get over herself and be like, look, no one even cares about tits. I'm not, not a free the nipple. Girls shouldn't have to wear shirts in public, but like, if we're talking about sexual parts, I used to be like, I mean, a titty doesn't really do it for me. Titties do it for me.
You're coming back around.
I'm on a big titty kick.
You are a titty like renaissance man.
This
is a titty renaissance for you, where it's just like coming back.
I'm a titty man.
Way. Really?
I can just stare at boobs all day.
What are you, 12?
I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I'll be
Tits?
like, hang on, don't put your shirt on yet, and just stare. That's it. It's incredibly childish behavior.
It is.
But I'm like going through puberty
are you
now
like
and like
shaking them and squeezing them and playing with them? You pinching them?
I pinch them all the time.
Sucking on them?
I've sucked a titty or two, yeah.
I remember one time I was out of college and I ran into a girl from high school, and we never like had anything together, but like we got drunk, we ended up like making out. I go back to her place, and I was sucking on those titties, and I remember being like, but I knew it wasn't going any further than that,
So you just sucked
I was
titty?
just like sucking, and I was kind of just like, well, now what?
I wish titties came.
But yes.
Because then I know if I did a good job sucking a titty.
Yes, like that's
right?
like that's what I mean. I didn't know when to stop. I didn't know, like, all right, this is like some foreplay. This is some childish adolescent foreplay where I'm sucking her tits, and I know we're not doing anything further because I just knew the vibe. So when do I stop?
Right.
And then how long is too long? Let me tell you something. If you've been sucking for like a solid 60 seconds, like that's a long time,
Hey, like,
but if they came, you're like, all right, I'm done sucking those tits.
If I could get a titty to come, I would feel real good about myself. Because that is like, I'm
technically they do as like a mother,
Yeah, no, I know. People go, milk. Milk's not cum, buddy. It just looks like it.
Does look.
All right, because like if you think about it, they're very much like a dick, where like it gets hard pretty quickly, and then I'm like, well, I'm just sucking a hard nipple here, which is it's just a little dick on a chest, and if it could be a full dick where it just lets me know I finished the job.
John just wants to suck dick.
I want to suck something. I know I did a good job at it. I don't know if I do a good job sucking titty. I might be a bad titty sucker. I might be a great titty sucker. There's no fucking physical evidence of one or the other. I don't know.
You know what? Girls start faking it with your tits too.
Yeah,
sucking on your tits, just be like, and it's like, okay, you came.
And
just
like
faking
some
it
milk.
with your.
Not like your own milk, like 1%. Just have a little bit on hand, flick it in my mouth.
We are off the fucking.
I'll be honest, it was a little slow in the beginning.
Yeah, you know what? I was genuinely thinking this is our worst podcast in a long time. Like we didn't really have any topics.
We're gonna have to cut some of that because there was just a lot of like, what are we talking about?
Absolutely.
Well, let's get right into Am I the Asshole?
I really think that was. I'm gonna spin this. That was an example of how great of podcasters we are, because I think that what we were doing for the first like fucking 40 minutes was pretty much your 99% of podcasters out there. And we were like, I mean, it was a rarity for us. You know what I mean? It stood out that we were doing so poorly.
For sure.
So I think we're great podcasters.
We're definitely cutting it, but we were right.
And then we got to the titty sucking. It's so fun.
But nipples are little dicks. You don't think about that, but they are. When they're horny, they get hard and they stick out a little bit. Mm-hmm. They're little dicks stuck to your chest. Everyone's got 3 dicks. Well, not everyone. Girls have 2.
So you wish that tits came Because especially these days, while you're in your boob phase, you're playing with them and touching them and squeezing them and
All the
rubbing
time.
them, and you wish they were just coming.
Yeah, I just want to know if I'm doing a good job
I have a
with
question
it.
for you. If you make one tit come, does the other come?
Nope, one at a time.
Wow, good for them. I mean, they got like a reserve dick, you know? It's like, all right, finish. Or imagine like this tit came too fast. Like, all right, pop over to the left.
Yeah. You got 2 shots at it.
What are you doing with tits these days? You're like honking them?
Squeeze.
Rubbing them?
Squeeze, yeah. Squeeze hard. Yeah.
Like hard? See, I would just squeeze a butt.
I squeeze a butt. Oh, it's just easier. Butts are down here.
The butts are so much better.
Boobs are right here.
I cannot describe to you how much more I am team ass than team tit. Like, it's not even close.
It's
like out of everything in my life where I
think I just appreciate the female form.
Yeah.
I love the whole shebang.
Yeah, no.
Even the dicks on their chest.
Even your boob penises.
Even those
your
chest
nipple
cocks
dicks.
they got. How many CCs?
John, you have saved this podcast by talking about tits coming. God bless. Maybe I don't think we should cut. I think we should be like, you have to listen to the first 40 minutes and suffer through it because the payoff's going to be that great.
We're not doing that.
The tits that are going to come are going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, no, we
All right,
cut
well,
out.
how about this
We
then?
cut out the whole part where we're like, so baseball.
I know. Oh my God, that was terrible. Should we just redo the podcast? We're going to legit have to redo the opening.
Yeah, we are for sure.
We got plenty of time. Like some other shit will pop off. We'll find some other news and we'll just redo it. And then you know what we should do? We should release like a cutting room floor podcast. Like, this is our worst podcast ever.
No, we're not putting that out.
No,
that
we
was
should.
so bad.
We should do it because you know what? I bet people would be like, I didn't think it was that bad. I think we're gonna learn that our worst podcast ever. Most people could just casually listen to that and have no problem with it.
I don't want to check.
If you,
Next day, I'm out of the asshole.
Wait, hang on.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. It makes me feel bad.
If you had to pick between ass
Oh, okay. We still talk about
and
this.
tits that come, which would you pick?
So what do you mean? So
Like I'm granting your wish. Boobs now come.
all right, and then everyone else's ass looks like the 70s.
Yeah, like it either doesn't exist or like you can't touch it, play with it, whatever. Like whatever the reason may be. But no, but I'll say yeah, your girl has now a bad ass, a no ass, flat as a board. Her back goes down to her right down to her calves, you know. But you're gonna get some nice tits that
Get some good titty milk. I think I'd probably get an ass, but just because the tits coming is just like a fantasy. I don't know, but like, it's something you get sick of. I think like stop fucking. Stop having titty come on my mouth.
It's like squirting, where it's like this is a cool
Right.
novelty, but now you're just
100%. Great
you know?
example. Yes, that's where like all right. I just
You know
don't
what?
know.
I say that though, but like I will just continually inconvenience myself in that department. there is not a time. If you offer it, if it's on the table, you will never catch me being like, not tonight. It's gonna be too messy. I'll do it every time.
You do sheets every time.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
You just sleep in a puddle.
I'll just like throw like I'll get other sheets and towels.
You're
and put it
like
on top
fucking
of it.
Frankenstein.
What does that mean?
The kid from Big Daddy just puts
Yeah.
newspaper on top
Yes.
of his puke.
That's really it. I mean, I'm used to it. Like, my kids crawl into bed with me. They pee the bed. I just throw it on there. If she pees the bed in a different form, like, whatever. I'm fucking used to it, man. So if titties could come, I'd probably be making them come all the time. Then that would be inconvenient too, you know?
It'd be inconvenient, but it'd be like, I don't know. It's just like I want a sense of accomplishment for playing with a boob.
I wish, you know why I hope this happens to girls so they know what it's like. You know, the girls are so spoiled with the ability to come and have no mess and no fuss. I want, how about if when girls masturbated on their fucking vagina, their tits came?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah.
you're just like,
gotta
you're
keep
sitting at home and, and then it's just like your shirt just ends up getting so.
Tell you what, girls will start wearing a lot more fucking underpants, not thongs. Because guess what? Thongs not doing the job. Thongs not cleaning shit up.
Wait, no, wait. You're not. I'm saying if you come in your pussy, your tits come.
Yeah, but just like, I mean, you need your underwear to wipe it up.
Oh, you're saying use the thong
Yeah,
to wipe up. Like I used yesterday's boxers.
Right.
They're going to use their thong to clean up their boobs.
Right. So you gotta.
And a thong's not cleaning up anything.
No, you gotta have fucking.
A thong is like one of those napkins that you get like in like the delivery bag. That's just like
Oh yeah,
you know, like
I see. Like
tissue
you
paper
can flush
and-
a thong down the toilet. Fine.
absolutely. I think I could like eat a thong.
Yeah,
I think I could swallow one whole.
Like, yeah,
What do you
edible
think?
thongs. They're all edible, dude. It's made of 3 pieces of string. I can eat 3 pieces of string, no fucking problem.
I love thongs, man. It's a phenomenon that I think like the fact that girls just put on their thong in the morning and they're like, that's my underwear, and guys are like, oh my god, let me see your thong. You know, it's a very funny dynamic. Where they're just like, yeah, that's our underpants, and guys are like, yeah. What color is it? What's it look like? Let me see it. Make your tits come.
I fucking hide my underpants, man.
What do you mean you hide your underpants?
I don't know. I just don't like I take them off and like fold them. I don't want to make it have like they might see inside. Don't look behind the curtain. That's how the Wizard of Oz sounds, right? You mustn't look behind the curtain.
It came like German there. You went a little Adolf on him. What is going on? Next time, the asshole. Go ahead.
Am I the asshole for misrepresenting? This is added 40 minutes ago. It's posted by user _ misinterpret anal. Am I the asshole for misinterpreting and thinking a doctor was hitting on me sexually when he suggested I get a prostate exam? Okay, I have to admit I am a person.
Patient, guy, doctor.
I mean, definitely a guy patient, and
Yeah.
it seems to be. Yeah, called he.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Good.
Yeah.
Proceed.
I have to admit, I am a person who doesn't know a lot about doctors and medicine, okay? And frankly, not a lot sexually either. I'm 45 years old and I've never heard of a prostate exam. What, dude? When I finally went to the doctor for the first time since the 1990s, this guy is a nut job. This
Well,
dude-
I mean, glass houses, bro.
What?
We can't be knocking this guy that he hasn't gone to the doctor since 1990.
Well, I mean, I haven't been to the doctor forever and I haven't been since like 2010.
Yeah, that's true.
He's like, it's been a long time for me and it's been 20 years less than him.
He said he's 45. Did I make that up?
Yes.
He's 45. He hasn't gone since the 90s. So that he's like 45 and hasn't gone since he was like 20 something.
Right.
Crazy.
I had no idea what this meant. Okay, so one of the things he suggested me was a prostate exam. I had no idea what this meant. I didn't even know what a prostate was, and to be honest, I still don't really know. I just know it's inside my rectum, an organ of some kind.
To be fair, I don't really,
I know, nor do I.
Yeah.
But anyway, I asked him, what is a prostate exam? He explained the procedure. If you don't know, the doctor literally inserts himself into your rectum to examine this prostate organ.
That's a little bit of a mischaracterization. He inserts himself.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's his finger, dude. It's his finger. It's not his dick. Not like his fist.
When he said this, I was in disbelief and astonished. It did not sound plausible. So I suspected he was hitting on me in a sexual way. The way that he was a homosexual or a bisexual and was making an excuse to try and lull me into having him be
Presumptuous
inside my rectum.
motherfucker.
Now look, I have nothing against homosexuals or even bisexuals. Like I guess they're fine too. I've never met one that I know of in my small town. But if they was in town, I would be friendly as pie to them. This guy is.
Oh boy.
This dude just like
I
lives
love this
off
guy.
the reservation.
He sucks so much. I love him.
Literally, I do not care about what sexual things adults do. I have no intolerance or
It
dislike for
sounds
their
like
kind.
you do, pal.
For their kind.
Yeah, we're not talking about like a species of animals here. Jesus Christ.
But I myself am a heterosexual person, or even sometimes an asexual person, I guess you could say. And I had no interest in doing a sexual event with this male doctor. An event. Dude, if you call things a sexual
doing
event.
a sexual event?
What is this, the Olympics, bro?
Imagine you're at the bar and you're like, yo, hey girl, you want to go back to your place and do a sexual event?
I thought it was very inappropriate because at the time, I thought he was trying to trick me into a sexual deed. This guy is nuts. And that he made up a prostate exam. I told him sternly that I was heterosexual and that even if I were a homosexual, I would not appreciate this trickery. He seemed very perplexed, and I suspected he was not used to patients standing up to his sexual overtures. What? He insisted a prostate exam was a real thing, so I Googled it on my phone, fully expecting to find no results. Well, clearly I made a fool of myself because believe it or not, prostates are real, and they really do involve the doctor becoming professionally sexual with you in your rectum. I was astonished. I apologized to the doctor, but told him I didn't know him well enough yet to do something so intimate, and asked if he wanted to go to a bar for a beer or two. He now acted like I was making a weird request.
Yeah.
But all I wanted to do is make a connection with this person before he gets so sexual with me. I know the act is professional and not romantic, but still it would feel wrong if I did not know him better. He finally said I should leave and said not to contact his office for referral to another. Oh, it said to contact his office for referral to another doctor when I was ready to get my prostate exam. I left in confusion. I admit I was wrong to assume he was hitting on me sexual, but does it make me an ass? I had never heard of this procedure.
This is one of the wildest ever. From sexual events to sexual deeds to inserting himself to, I mean, do you know? Are we fully appreciating how absurd, silly, funny, and like psychotic it is to say? You want to go get a beer before you put your fingers in my ass, Doc?
He did a beer or two. Like, we got to lube it up for real. I got to lube up my mind if I'm going to do this kind of bullshit with you.
That is so fucking funny.
He says, I'm
to think of a
like
person,
this can't be real.
To think of a person being so uncomfortable and so, like, uneducated in the ways of, like I'm not a doctor, but I know that, like, prostate exams are a thing, and I know that doctors are not trying to, like, butt fuck you when they do it. They're just, like, it happens to be inside your butt. That's how we got to do it. This is the most embarrassing thing I've ever heard. Like, this man has embarrassed himself in front of his doctor
shocked. How does he
more
have
than anybody I've ever heard in my life.
How does he have an iPhone? Like, this is a guy who definitely lives off the grid. If he hasn't been a doctor since the 90s, 45, he's kind of asexual. Like, lives in a small town. Like, you definitely just live in the woods outside of town. How the fuck do you have an iPhone, dude? How are you Googling this sitting in your doctor's office after you invited him on a date so he can finger fuck your ass?
I love that his part, like, well, now he thinks that I'm the one being a weirdo.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
You
dude.
basically invited him on a date and then said you can finger my ass.
He said I wouldn't be comfortable with someone I don't know that well being in my ass. Like,
now, I mean, to be fair, it is uncomfortable. Yes, that's like the part of colonoscopies and prostate exams that it is uncomfortable. But the solution is not, well, let me get to know you sexually then.
I'd rather be uncomfortable with it. I'd rather be like, this is strange having you in my ass, bro. If
you're comfortable with your prostate exams, it's like remember Stifler in Road Trip?
No.
I
don't know if I've ever seen Road Trip.
Really?
I've definitely seen like parts of it, but I don't know if I've ever.
Stifler's in it, and he's his like gig. He does this, like he goes around and he donates sperm. And makes money, and there's a scene he like bends over, and the nurse like slaps the glove, and she's like, 2 fingers, and he's like, better make it 3. And so I mean, like this dude, you know what I think? I think this dude likes a finger in his butt.
I think he just.
I think this guy is in the closet and doesn't know what's going on, and I think the reason why he made it sexual is because he wants it.
That would make sense,
right? Like everyone else would be like, this is a medical examination that's uncomfortable, but not because of like getting to know you sexually. It's just uncomfortable because like it hurts a little bit and the doctor's doing it. This guy is turning it into sex. This guy wants a doctor in his ass. Wow. Talk about, I don't think I've ever heard a story of someone being this out of touch with like reality and sexuality and just like the world in general.
I haven't either, but like I believe that people out there exist.
But you know, as always with Emma the Asshole, it's funny that like you have to ask this question. Like just on top of all this weirdness, you now have to like consult with the internet on whether or not you were the weirdo. What are the replies? The replies just like, yeah, I mean, you are a fucking.
Yeah. And he's like, I swear to God, he's like, I'm not kidding. Like, I'm not. This isn't a joke. I'm not trolling. He's like, I'm just wondering if I'm the ass. Imagine like if you were just like, if you ask the world if like, wait, so I did an asshole-ish, and they're like, that's so asshole-ish, it must be fake. And like that must really hurt.
Is not possible.
Like you're such a dickhead, stupid cockface that there's no way I believe that you're real. And he's like, dude, I swear, just can I have the answer, please?
I mean, this is up there. This is in the pantheon for me. I mean, I just cannot imagine the embarrassment afterwards.
Are you allowed to get like I would like to have a few beers before I get my prostate exam too. I wouldn't invite the doctor, but can you go in with a buzz?
Yeah, I don't think
It's
that
one
one's
of those
gonna
things.
know.
Like
I mean, if
he
you,
probably smells like if he smelled on your breath, he wouldn't be like, "No, you got to be sober for this."
I don't think so. I think if you if you walk in shit faced, maybe there'd be a problem.
It's the same rules as skydiving, getting your prostate examined. You're supposed to be sober, but they know you had a few beers, and like they only don't take you if you're like drunk.
Like tattoos, you know. You can't be drinking. Like everyone who's ever got a tattoo.
Skydiving, tattoos, and prostate exams, all the same thing.
Have you ever had a prostate exam?
No.
Yeah,
I mean, the doctor just I was like 15.
That's not something that we would have been doing if had we been going to the doctors. Though, right?
No,
that happens when you're older.
I think. Well, no, 50 is a colonoscopy.
Right. Prior to that, you got to be getting your butt fingered a little bit. I bet you by now, at least for me, 35, I feel like by now I should have had a finger in my ass from a doctor.
you just dead like that was a good setup.
Yeah,
from a doctor.
You know, other people. Sure. Doctors, not so much. Boy, man, you are the literal asshole.
Yeah.
This is an absolute asshole. Let's wrap up with one more. All right. This one has gone a little bit viral, as they tend to do when it's truly extreme. It comes from the Reddit chips. My 22 female, my boyfriend, I always get mixed up when they do that. When they say their age and their boyfriend or girlfriend's age, I always read it backwards. I'm always like, are you the boyfriend? Are you the age? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It always fucks with me. Anyway, this girl caught her 24-year-old boyfriend drinking the pee from her pregnancy test. Let me preface this by saying that I love my boyfriend, and I have a very healthy relationship with him. I love him a lot. We've been together for 3 years, moved in January. He has never once alluded to being into, quote, water sports in any way. We are both, I thought, staunchly anti-kink. From the beginning, he has always been very paranoid about getting me pregnant. We agreed early on that we would never want kids, so we take extra precautions. I'm on the pill. He wears a condom. I personally think we would be fine just using birth control, but 2 of my friends have gotten pregnant on the pill, so we insist on doubling down. Better safe than sorry. Everything has been going on. It's been going fine until 2 weeks ago when we were having sex and the condom broke. I tried to calm him down. Tell him that that it was no big deal because birth control and spermicidal lubricant on the condoms meant there was an astronomically low chance of getting pregnant. Yickety yak, yada, yada, yada. Even though the test had read negative, he insisted on me, quote, finishing off the pack and peeing on the others, quote, just to be sure. No, I've done, that's normal, I think. To be like, try it again, make sure, like double down.
Yeah.
Or especially if it comes back positive, I feel like people are like, take it again. Now I read online that you're supposed to use your pee from first thing in the morning because it can get diluted throughout the day and become more inaccurate. So I told him we'll do another one tomorrow and then the next day. Well, the next day I go to pee on the old stick and I noticed the one I threw away is no longer in the trash can. I decided it wasn't too strange as it could have been buried in the tissues or something. So I finish up my business, leave the stick on the counter for him to see himself, tell him I miraculously am still not pregnant, and then I'm going to take the trash out. That's when I noticed the pregnancy test really was nowhere to be found in the trash bag. I shook it all, looked at different angles. Nope, no test. And then I go back into the bathroom to wash my hands. And I see my boyfriend holding the test, uncapped, with the porous part in his mouth, making sucking sounds. He immediately looks embarrassed, pulls the stick out of his mouth so fast it makes an audible pop sound, like a little... He started walking towards me while apologizing, but I completely freaked out and walked out of our apartment to get some air. All of my friends have been saying I need to leave him for violating my privacy. I haven't spoke to him since this happened 2 days ago. Can this be solved? So long story short, boyfriend is very insistent on me having to take a pregnancy test and then suck the pee out of both tests.
How did a pregnancy test work?
Well, I think
you just pee on a stick.
Yeah, I think that this is more like he's not like drinking the pee. I think he's sucking on a stick that had been covered in pee. I think. Because I don't know of any test that like holds the urine to the point that you could like then drink the liquid. You pee on the stick and then it's like a little bit wet, but it's not like a puddle to drink from.
I mean, that's
and how about
sterile, I guess.
It is. Pee's actually sterile, so you're not, it's not as bad as eating shit. But that's about it. That's where we're really setting the bar. How about this? The friends saying you need to break up with him because he violated your privacy. You need to break up with him because he's a fucking weirdo.
Right.
Who drinks your pee like secretly. It's not like No, you know what? That was my test, and I decide what happens with it. And you're violating my First Amendment.
Who notices what's in the trash?
You don't want to drink. You don't want to date a pee drinker. That's
Right.
what it comes down to.
Like even the fact that you told your friends about this means you have to break up.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
you just have to your friends will
Absolutely.
never respect him
For sure.
Your friends will never like him. Your friends will always know him as the pee drinker, and deservedly so. I'm not being like, oh, your friends are idiots. They'll just always call him the pee drinker. You get caught drinking pee, you're a pee drinker.
Is that what you think it would be? I think the friends would call him pee stick.
Pee-
They'd be like, how's pee stick? And girls love that. Girls, that's a running joke, a trope on the internet. Nobody. What's the girls always say, it's not real until your friends call him by his real name. That's when the relationship's real. When you don't call him pee stick. They would love that one. They would latch onto that one, and he would be pee stick until the day you're walking down the aisle. You can't date the pee stick guy.
No, yeah, that's obvious. You have to break up, but the fact that you had to ask anybody is insane.
Yeah.
So I walked in and he
the way he
shits on
said-
the bed every night. What do you think that's about? I don't know. I think fucking nobody to fucking figure it out. Who gives a goddamn shit?
How about making sucking sounds?
Yeah, dude, how bad you
he's
want this
just
piss? You want this piss that bad that you're fucking I won't even fucking really get into a lobster claw. You know what I mean? That's a lot of work to fucking crack a lobster claw and really get in there for what's some delicious succulent meat. You think I'm gonna get in there for some fucking salty piss? You're nuts. Yes.
This is a bad one. This is making me visibly uncomfortable.
No.
I really don't like it. Now, this is a thing. It is a kink, not in the pregnancy test form, but let's say this dude is into, as she calls it, water sports, and the only way he can get off because she's not into it, doing it, is by sucking on her pregnancy test. Can you give him a pass?
No
pass.
No, I mean, look, you got your kink. It's fine. Go do your thing. Just find someone who likes to do it with you.
Well, oh God, I was thinking about what would be the hardest kink to tell someone within reason. If you're you're into children or something, it's well, now you're that's just illegal, right? But there are people who like these golden showers, and I feel that's got to be the hardest thing in the world to do. Be can I pee on you?
I don't know.
Fucking joke about
Tiger made it out okay.
Well, that's the thing. So that guy was rich and powerful and a
See, I think it's
megastar.
even worse.
What do you mean?
Because then it's how fucking psychologically fucked up. Well, first of all, you're incredibly psychologically fucked up no matter what. But you already have power. What do you need that for? It's $1 billion isn't enough power for you.
Gotta pee too.
Right? I think golden showers are only allowed for homeless people because they just gotta feel good about something.
It's just the only shower they get.
They need at least one thing to go well, to make them feel like they're the king of the world that day. Tiger feels like the king of the world the moment he wakes up, right? But a homeless guy, he feels like a drudge of society every day.
Man.
But I guess psychologically speaking, if someone is peeing on you that gives you the authority or the power or whatever the fucking sick shit that's wrong with you is, I feel like a homeless person needs that win more than Tiger Woods does. If you're into water sports, you gotta be homeless. That's
Gotta be.
That's the deal.
I mean, what if someone came to you and presented this idea? Said, this is what I love most. Did you do it?
Man, do it in the shower. I don't fucking care.
What about in the bed?
Nah, that's the whole thing to mess clean up.
It's the same thing as squirting.
Yeah, I know. It's the whole thing to clean up.
But all right, if you were to make someone squirt, you'd be down with that, right?
Yeah.
But if they peed, you'd be like, you'd get up and run out.
I wouldn't get him run out. But what the fuck? You pissed. Why'd you just piss? That was fucking stupid.
This has been one of the more uncomfortable Am I the Asshole segments I've ever done.
there's a lot
I'm
of
feeling,
that ones,
and it takes a lot for me to get squirmy, but the dude lubing up socially to get a finger in his ass and the guy sucking on the pee stick.
And then titty cum.
And titty cum, boy. We came in super cold and started to rev up. Now we're coming in hot. All right, next up, we're going to recap our experience in this year's Barstool Sports Hot Dog Eating Contest. It's brought to you by Fight Camp. I'm going to have to get my ass in shape because all I've been doing is eating dogs. I got a belly full of hot dogs. I've been out of shape. I'm in quarantine shape, which is a lack thereof. And I think it's time to finally commit and start working out And the way I'm going to do that is by doing something that's like fun and interesting, not just lifting weights and doing cardio. And that's where Fight Camp comes in. Fight Camp gives you the freestanding boxing bag. And I'm going to learn how to fight, man.
I look forward to that.
At the end of this, we're going to have a fist fight.
Okay. I think boxing Kevin would be fun.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be terrible at it, but I think I'm going to enjoy it. And I feel like
we got to get you one, and we just got to film it.
Yeah, well, I need to.
You're gonna do it first.
I gotta get like functional with it. You know, I can't look like a total pussy. But Fight Camp, it gets you the motivation to like be entertaining, like entertain yourself while getting in shape, learning how to throw those hands a little bit, and you know, I feel like there's always something to being able to hold your own. And I'm not talking about, you know, if you punch the bag doesn't mean you know how to beat people up or anything, but just knowing how to you know, hold your own. And knowing how to throw hands, it makes a difference. And Fight Camp has trainers and former fighters who endorse this, and they've come up with a workout plan, if you will, that uses your body weight plus some boxing exercises to help train your muscles and learn how to generate more speed and power. So you will get a little bit better at, you know, fighting and exercising while entertaining yourself and getting in some sort of shape. It's the best freestanding punching bag on the market. It comes with great boxing gloves, quick hand wraps, and unique punch tracking sensors so that you'll be able to show your real-time progress and stats with any iOS device. It's the perfect high-intensity interval training, and you can try Fight Camp workouts for free right now when you download the Fight Camp app and select the workout of your choice. It's a great way to test your trainer, and right now, when you go to joinfightcamp.com/KFC, you can get your bag for as low as 0% APR on the financing. And for a limited time offer, you can try Fight Camp for 30 days with a money-back guarantee. That's joinfightcamp.com/KFC. And you can train like a fighter and turn your sweats into results. One more time, try Fight Camp for free for 30 days when you go to joinfightcamp.com/KFC.
I'm drunk on meat. I'm
sweating.
It was blurred vision.
I look like I could close my eyes right now. We just finished up this year's Barstool Sports hot dog eating contest. The first one we've done in about 10 years.
Yeah.
The last one was the Aaron Hernandez murder day. Zoltan Mesko.
Wasn't the day you murdered everybody?
Right.
It was the day he got caught.
It's fun to say murder day though. It's the day that he was doing his OJ, right? His like white Bronco chase.
The helicopters were just following him down 95.
We did a contest many years ago where the dogs had been dropped in the dirt and they sat out in the sun forever.
They were covered in grass.
And they were terrible. It was not a fun experience. This year, a little bit more organized. Same results though. Feeling like a bag. I mean, I feel like I just got a rock in my stomach right now.
I know you're, as far as health goes, this is a little 4th of July tip for everybody. Annually, you're supposed to have one hot dog to maintain like at max. You should have one hot dog per year. I just had significantly more than that.
Way more than that in 10 minutes. They were better, but they were still cold.
Honestly, the chewing is what's hard for me. I have room for dogs in my stomach right now.
You just can't get them there.
My jaw is just tired.
Well, that's why, these guys, they do the soaking and they separate the buns and all that. But you also, historically, notoriously have that gag reflex. And when you're doing soggy bread down the gullet,
it's not good. It's not a good recipe.
A
handful
of us participated, and some people shined, and some people
There was one person in particular who was incredibly disappointed,
Mm-hmm.
especially when he considered the pounds he packed on during quarantine.
Yeah, like if you're gonna...
I told that to him, and he said that was unnecessary, and I said...
Facts are facts.
That's unnecessary. What I'm looking at is unnecessary.
Some guys, Big Ev has shined, and he's lost a lot of weight, and so if he came in and he didn't eat a lot of dogs, it would kind of be, a little more understandable. When you're packing on the pounds and you're he's been doing nothing but eating.
We had someone come in double-digit less hot dogs than they projected. I came in right on the line. I came in exactly the dogs I said I had in me. I ate that exact amount.
I went a little higher.
And I said, if everyone eats this amount, we're win.
Good. Yeah.
And I came in at that amount. This person came in double-digit off their mark.
I mean... That's the thing. It's much like the Trump rally. Like if you told me 6,000 people showed up to your speech, I think that's pretty good. When you told me that you were going to get 1 million, now you look like an asshole. If you come in and you eat a handful of dogs, fine. No one here is Kobayashi. No one here is Joey Chestnut. But when you project yourself to be such, when you act like you're going to be the Joey Chestnut of Barstool, and then you shit the bed, well, you're going to catch heat. And I said it to Dan afterwards. When you do a Barstool event, when you do a bro show type of challenge, video, physical challenge, whatever it may be, you don't have to win. You don't have to win these things. You just can't be the loser. You can even lose, but you can't be the loser.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yep. That makes it's like the old tweet. There's one star of the internet every day. The goal is to not
be that guy. And today there was that person who was the star in the wrong way. And I'd rather be everything else in life. Be normal. Be medium. Be middle of the pack. You're not going to shine at the top, and you're not going to expose yourself at the bottom. You're just going to be in the middle. And that's where I firmly was seated, and I'm okay with that. And as long as you don't walk away as when people always talk about the loser of the Barstool challenges. Nobody knows who wins the home run derby, who wins the combine. People know I lost the combine. People will know there was a loser of the hot dog eating contest, and that'll be out July 2nd, I believe. Either be on the lookout the 4th of July week. It'll be out. But man, I do not feel well, and it really puts into perspective.
Why did we choose hot dogs? Because guess what? I could have eaten a lot more burgers, I think.
Yeah, well,
what makes it a hot dog eating competition? What's the origin?
If I had to guess,
Nathan's wanted to sell some hot dogs.
If I had to guess, it's a Coney Island thing, and Nathan started in Coney Island. Why do we eat hot dogs?
I bet a pie. I bet I could eat more pies.
Oh, if we were to do I'm not a big eater. I was telling the guys when I go out to the bar and it's 10-cent wing night, I get 10 wings. So I'm not gonna just because I can afford more of them, I'm not gonna shove 30 down my gullet. And when I get pizza, I know I've seen you you'll eat a pie and a half.
I used to.
Yeah, not anymore. You got that heartburn, right?
Dude, now I eat 2 slices.
Yeah, that's what I mean. To me,
if I eat a third, I'm like, boy, this is gonna be bad.
Yeah, I'll have 2 slices, and that's really kind of it. Hot dogs are associated with the 4th of July. Let's see why. The official history is riddled with falsehoods. The first contest. What year do you think the first contest was held?
1926.
1972. But you almost got it right because some people believe it to be 1916. And it was just a falsehood or whatever.
That's just another
tradition of
not
eating hot dogs.
Another year, not 1926.
No, but at least it was 6.
Yeah.
The Hot Dog Oaks, every Independence Day, Nathan's hosts a hot dog eating contest. According to the legend, it hosted the competition in 1916. That's not the case. The story I've heard is that there were 4 immigrants. Oh, there's a tale that goes along with this. The story I have heard forever is that there were 4 immigrants arguing over who was the most American on the 4th of July. And they said, well, to prove who's the most American, you got to eat the hot dogs. Apparently, that's all a stunt. That's all a hoax. And that Mortimer Matz, a longtime public relations professional,
you say he's a PR guy,
said he made it up. He said, we said this was an annual tradition since 1916, Coney Island pitchman style. We made it up. I love that. That's a fucking move. Nathan's president, Wayne Norbitz. There are some names. Mortimer Matz and Wayne Norbitz. Our objective was to take a photograph and get it in the paper, and they did just that. So, I think it was all just a fucking stunt to sell some dogs, and they get hundreds of millions in PR value a year, they said. Crazy. So, shout out to Nathan's and hot dogs and America.
What food do you think you could do the most of?
I was going to say, when I'll eat dinner and I'm stuffed.
I'm not even going to hide farts on here.
That's going to be bad.
That's bad.
We're
just farting on a podcast now. I just fucking ate a shitload of fucking hot dogs and drank a bunch of fucking booze. What do you think is gonna happen in this goddamn room?
Bro, I gotta take care of my kids tonight. That's not good. Usually I always tell you I never be hungover on the days I have my kids. And I want to be tip top peak performance. This is not peak performance. Got this fucking stone in my stomach. Probably donuts and dessert, some sort of dessert. When I finish my dinner, I'm oh, I'm so full. And then they're would you like to try some dessert? I'm fuck yeah. So probably some donuts. I've been eating those halvesy cookies, man.
What are they?
They're called Half C Cookie Company. They're kind of like Slutty Brownies, Slutty Cookies. It's like a cookie with a cookie inside of it almost. It's like a thicker cookie, and the middle is almost cookie dough, and the outside is like a cooked cookie, baked cookie.
Never heard of such a thing. It sounds
And
amazing.
they are so good. They this one, like a Stoolie on Twitter, I think he like owns part of the company, and he always used to tweet about them, and then he DM'd me one day and was like, I'm gonna send you some your way. And I've been eating them nonstop. And then like the free batch they sent me. And I was like, all right, I gotta buy my own. These cookies, they drop like sneakers. They have a drop on Friday and Sunday, and they sell out in a minute. Like you have to be ready to go, and I still don't get them. I had to like pull my Barstool strings and talk to the owner. That's the only way I get these things. They said that their demand went up triple in quarantine, and that they still like can't keep up. Like they're trying to make more and more and more, and they just can't keep up with it. They're so fucking good, dude.
What are you doing to your nails over there?
I got a hangnail, and I've been picking at
You're
it.
just gnawing at it. It's bad.
It's bad, bro. It's bad.
You have a fucking bloody ass nail. I could eat the most. Boy.
I mean, like can't like Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah, but I almost feel like that's easy. It's too small.
But I would then expect you to eat like
That's what I ate
I would expect
before.
you to eat 1,000 of those.
Before we started the hot dog eating contest, I had a bacon, sausage, egg, and cheese
from a coffee shop.
From Starbucks.
Yeah.
Then I had a bag of sweet and hot beef jerky. Then I had a bag of Magic Mix Trail Mix, which is like a trail mix where basically they pretend it's trail mix, but it's just a bunch of candy. And it's like peanut butter chips and chocolate chunks and M&Ms and peanut butter drops and raisins. So therefore it makes a trail mix. And then I had a big bag of Sour Patch Kids.
So Sour Patch Kids in an 8-ounce bag, which I think is like your standard bag, has 89 SPKs.
That's less than I thought.
How many? Like, do you put down like multiple bags on?
Oh, a standard bag, not like the hanging bags.
It's 8-ounce bag, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's a little one. That's the kind of on the rack.
That's the baby one.
Oh, I think like when you tell me a bag of Sour Patch Kids, I don't mean one of those. I'm talking
You know, the big ones?
one of those ones that get on a hanger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
they're on the wall.
Right.
They're not under the cash register. I do my candy shopping on the wall.
I do
Okay. I don't go up and be like, oh, you know what? It wouldn't be nice to have some Rolos. I go to the wall where they have the duffel bags of them. This is what we're gonna do. This is our business over here.
So how many of will you eat multiple of those bags?
No. I'll put two. I guess it's multiple, isn't it?
The little bag has 21.
What's the little bag?
I would imagine that's the one like at the counter, like next to like the candy bars.
It only has 21. That's way less than I thought. I thought these both had more. I would have guessed in the hundreds for the big bag.
89. So I feel like, God damn, a 1 pound bag has like it says 2,000 calories. Let's see. This bag,
Okay.
that bag. Let's see details. Disclaimer. 21 servings per container. Serving size is 16. So 16 times 21. So those have 336.
336.
How much?
336.
Okay. Yeah, I whacked that down. No problem.
Yeah?
Yeah.
336.
Oh,
So, and you do that just like for fun, like if you were competing.
Well, like
Multiple bags?
I live my life like it's a competition. Apparently,
Fucking Dom Toretto over here.
in the sense that like
I live my life one bag at a time.
I knew how many dogs I was gonna get. And I got exactly that. But I wasn't like I couldn't have done it any faster.
Yeah. You know what's funny is like I put mustard on my dogs and I kind of ate them at a frenetic pace, but not like and we finished the same.
Right.
PFT was, dunking, scamming, shooting things everywhere. But it's funny to see, like, I think normal humans are going to tap out around that level no matter what you do.
Yeah.
And, like, that's why, Kobayashi and Chestnut they're going to do, like, around, 89 or whatever. But they probably
How long
can't
do they
go.
have? 10 minutes?
They do 10. Yeah. And they do, like, 80. I think Chestnut did, like, 80. It's insanity.
It doesn't even make any sense to me.
And what's really impressive is like they keep upping I remember it being like 60. Like I was watching, and it was like 62, and now they're like in the 80s. Like they're it'd be like if all of a sudden you could throw like 110. It's like people are like 102, and now it's like 105.
Right,
but no one's like jumping ahead. Imagine if like tomorrow someone's throwing like a $110. That's what Chestnut does. Savages, dude. I can't imagine how they feel because I've got, just a handful in my stomach and I'm ready to fucking puke and kill myself. So be on the lookout for that July 2nd. And And maybe one day we'll do you eat SPKs and I eat like Entenmann's donuts, and we'll like find a conversion rate and we'll see who can win. Voicemails. They're brought to you by Manscaped, the Weed Whacker. The Weed Whacker is here to help you trim your nose hair and your ear hair. Now, I think that it's going to be a tough moment for some fellas out there, and maybe ladies, but I sincerely hope only fellas, where you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to have to look, do I in fact have nose hair and ear hair? Now, everybody has the nose hairs, and actually there are even times where I'm like, I got to make sure, like right there I trim. If you have ear hair and you're under the age of like 89, there's a problem. That's a problem. So, but take care of it. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things. It's like, don't bury your fucking hairy head in the sand and be like, oh, I don't have that problem. If you got ear hair and nose hair, you got to take care of it, because you could be a catch. You could be rich. You could be famous. You could be sexy. You could be romantic. You could be successful. If you got nose hair and ear hair, nobody's looking your way.
No.
Nobody.
It's worse than a bad smile.
Imagine that you like lean in to kiss a guy and there's just like, nose hair. Like,
we gotta get
one
of these from Marty, by the way. When we were doing Making the Gambler, his nose hair was out of control.
No, really?
All over the place.
Oh, that's disgusting.
It was like fucking blowing in the wind.
Martin, get yourself the Weed Whacker. Blowing in the wind. That is disgusting, man. The Weed Whacker uses a 9,000 RPM motor-powered 360-degree rotary dual blade system. I got this one at home. And I took it, I turned it on, I shoved it up my nose. I didn't hear anything. You usually hear that, and you're trimming it. There was none there, but I tried, and I'm going to make sure that there is never any nose hair. Now, everybody knows you got to trim your balls. Everybody knows you're weed whacking below the belt, but don't neglect your nose and your ears. And I mean, think about it. Like, you ever just like pull one out of your nose? Ready?
Oh, no, Jesus Christ.
And then like your eyes water and you want to sneeze a little bit. Can't do it that way. Can't do it that way. The Weed Whacker does it nice and gentle. Nice and gentle, doesn't hurt. Keep your hygiene up, and do it when you go to manscaped.com and use the promo code KFCWW for Weed Whacker. When you go to manscaped.com, you get 20% off. Plus free shipping. My nose hurts from doing that.
Yeah,
For the love of the game. For the love of the game, Manscaped. Manscaped.com. Promo code KFCWW. Dude, my hair is just nuts. It's just...
Have you talked to Fleischer at all?
Yeah, she said I could come in tomorrow morning, but I'm not going to be in the city, so I'm not going to do it. So I got to schedule another time. But I mean, it's just getting crazy.
You can ponytail that.
Oh, I do at home. I wish I had a tie. I'll do it... because I'm used to putting up Shay's hair in like little ponytails, so I just put it like that. And Shay will, let me see if I can just twist it a little bit. Shay runs around and goes, "Daddy, you look like a girl boy." Voicemails, let's go.
Hey guys, I have a question. What celebrity couple do you think has the best sex life? I'm thinking John Legend and Chrissy Teigen.
No.
Especially listening to John Legend's new album and all the songs that he sings. I mean, they just gotta be it, but what do you guys think?
I think there was a time where Chrissy and John were throwing down. I think when Chrissy was basically a video girl and they were still in the honeymoon phase. And yeah, John Legend. You think those guys fuck?
I think
their
John
own
Legend
music?
makes too much love.
Yeah, I agree. Do you think they
But
fuck
yeah, I
their
mean,
own
look,
music?
that's the sex life. That's your part. That's what you like to get down.
Sure,
with.
but
I'm
that's not
gonna-
the question.
I'm not going to kink shame if you like having love.
No, I'm gonna kink shame. That's the anti-kink shame.
You like making love. I feel like making love.
When I move. You heard that song?
No.
That's this is his new single. When I move, you move. When I groove. He did his verses with Alicia Keys. Fucking awesome. They had pianos. They were sitting with their backs to each other, and they just played the piano occasionally, and they sung occasionally. For the most part, they were kind of lip singing, which was kind of weird. But John Legend, he just does the mom two-step, and he makes it look so cool. He just kind of does this like...
Oh, that's like the Feidelberg two-step.
And but
This-
I mean,
this-
that's like the white guy, like, that's what Hitch teaches you. Like, stay right here, stay in your zone, don't stray too far. But John Legend does it, and it looks fucking awesome.
I gotta feel the beat, but it's like
Yeah, you kind of do. It's called like, isn't that called like the Charlie Brown or something like that, where you kind of like kick your foot back behind your legs? Yeah, dude, John doesn't even do that. John Legend just straight up, he does. It's literally the mom two-step. It's just like. And, if I do that, it's like, yeah, that's where my like coordination musically taps out. John Legend being the fucking pianist, extraordinaire. I feel like you should have a couple more moves. But yeah, I do you think though, like he goes home and he's like, let's fuck, baby, and he puts on his own songs?
I honestly, I think Chrissy has answered this question before. I think she said like occasionally she requests one or something like that.
Really? Because I could see her being like, fuck you, get this off. I actually could see her being like, why don't you play like James Blunt or Michael Bublé, like picking someone else just to fuck with John Legend.
We were talking about this. I was on Sophie Julia's podcast, and she was like, do you fuck to music? I'm like, well, I don't turn it off if it's on, but I'm not making it like.
I think that's a pretty like. I don't think white folks are doing that as much,
I mean, like, I think maybe in college I tried it a little bit, but that's like, I don't like. Do
you know what? The one song I can remember fucking to in college, "Splash Waterfalls" by Ludacris.
I don't even know what song that is.
Oh, it's like a rap song that's kind of like it's not like a love song. It's about fucking, but it's kind of like a little more like slower, and you know how Ludacris is. He's always kind of like goofing around with it. It's just funny to think of like me and my like white ass girlfriend fucking a Ludacris.
Dude,
Splash Waterfall.
If you do it now, it's just like you're just trying to make too much of a deal of this. It's this isn't as I mean, maybe I guess on a special occasion you put it on some romantic music and you come home and dance a little bit or whatever. But if you're like about to have sex, like, hang on, let's put on music. You're making too much.
I have in recent days. I mean, listen, bro. You put on Halsey right now, I'll probably get an erection. I've had a Halsey session or two where she's good. She's good fucking music.
I bet there's so much good sex music. It's just that I know where my fucking capabilities stop. And like, I'm gonna put on music and you think I'm just gonna like keep rhythm to it. Well, I can't keep rhythm when I'm just fucking dancing, let alone having sex. That's
I'm not
crazy,
saying that I was like, fucking to the rhythm. It was just kind of like, I don't know, just put something on in the background. But yeah, I think if you're making a thing out of it, I mean, it's just like anything else. I'm gonna mail time mantra. Like I'm gonna put the bar pretty low. I'm gonna, under promise and hopefully over deliver. If you're like putting on some music and you think that means you're about to like throw down, well, now you got some hype to live up to. So I feel like we're both gonna puke at some point.
Yeah. What? Who's the answer though? Who's the best?
What's the question? Celebrity sex life. Well, at the time, it's hands down Chris Pine and Olivia Munn when they were together.
Oh yes.
I mean, remember that the infamous PowerPoint. So I would also imagine
infamous PowerPoint.
I mean, the fact. Oh god, I'm really gonna puke. I think, it's crazy that I can think of a pink arrow, and it makes me think of like a girl's asshole. You know what I mean? Like it's just that girl just picked a clip art arrow.
That was she's a revolutionary too, because that shit was like pre like ass eating season. Mm-hmm. That was like she's like, I want your tongue up my ass.
Yeah, she was very asshole oriented.
Yeah.
It's like in my tight little asshole. I was like, when you put the hole on the end, you can say like fuck my ass. When you say fuck my asshole, it's like, oh boy, you are leaving nothing to the imagination here. So I would say, but I also don't think that like traveled with her. Like I don't think her and Aaron Rodgers were doing that.
No.
Which is tough, by the way. Like if I don't think I could date Olivia Munn unless I was doing that.
Because you'd just be like, well, she's just not getting what she wants. She immediately identified me as someone who could not give her what she wants, and she's willing to play in the minor leagues with me for a little while. And this will be over.
What if you met Olivia Munn and she wants to date you? And it's great.
Thank fucking God. Olivia Munn, by the way, shout out Nick Miller, one of his best girlfriends. I can't decide if Megan Fox or Olivia Munn were his best girlfriend.
God, good for him. What a fictional run he had.
They were both. I think he should have ended up with what's Megan? It's not Ryan. What's her name?
Riley.
Reagan. I think he should end up with Reagan. I think there was no reason for them to break up. I think they were destined to be together.
How long was Megan Fox on New Girl?
I mean, like it was like spanned like 3 seasons, but like there were some times where like she wouldn't even be in it because like
how many episodes?
They were long distance. I would guess she was in 25.
No. Her run was only, like, her as the roommate was only like 4 or 5 episodes.
Really?
Yeah, it seems like longer. It's kind of like how Holly on The Office, She's only in like 6-7 episodes.
Oh wow.
She's not in
okay.
much, but-
Yeah. So but like it spans seasons where like they're together, they're long distance dating,
right.
and then she'll like pop in for an episode because she comes to visit or something like that. But when he dates Olivia Munn, she's a stripper, and
Oh, mama.
she's dancing and stripping, and she's like, I actually on the Chaps and Kate show today, Chaps asked me like, am I excited for sundress season or whatever, and I said, I'm actually not a sundress guy. I like the kind of girls. I like a girl who dresses like someone who's gonna like kick my ass. Like
You want like leather pants or
leather
leather jacket,
jacket.
ripped up jeans.
That's exactly what I said. Ripped up jeans. I said like a beater that kind of runs up a little bit. Like a good, just like, I mean, like, she doesn't have to be a badass, but as a girl kind of dressed like a badass.
Yep.
That's my style. That's that's what I see eye to eye with fashion wise for ladies. And that's basically the girl I'm describing is Olivia
her
Munn's
in
character.
that character. I mean, if Olivia Munn in real life like came up to you and dated you or whatever, right? Say you hit it off, you go on a couple dates, you have some like regular sex, and like you're like in love, whatever. It's all good. And then, but you're thinking to yourself like, we're not doing the Chris Pine PowerPoint here. Like, what's going on? And she says something to you along the lines of like that. I did that in the past, and like I'm happier with you, like I'm in love with you, but I don't want to do that anymore. Would you be like, would that weird you out?
No,
Like knowing that you're like the comfortable
settle
guy.
down?
Yeah.
Nah, I
Would
don't
you be
think
cool
so.
being the settle down guy?
Because guess what?
You wanna settle down?
I'm probably good settling
Yeah.
down too. I
would be like,
if she
give
was
me-
like this insatiable monster every time, I'd be
Tough.
like, come on, man.
But wouldn't you like to get the treatment like as only as once?
Yeah, you probably get that on fucking birthdays or something. I don't know. Yeah, I bet she could reach back and throw it 90 if she wants to every while again. But like,
she's throwing 90 normally. She got to reach back and throw 100 after that. I feel like you should get like once a month. You got to give me the Chris Pine, and then otherwise we can be like the like in love couple. But give me the pink arrow.
Give me the pink arrow. I think obviously Tatum and DeWan when they were running.
They were up there for sure.
I don't even know
Bro,
who
did
like
you
Hollywood
see,
couples are
she
anymore.
did some weird shit. She posted her new husband, who she has a kid with now, but with Channing's daughter, and said like Happy Father's Day to the new dad with Channing's daughter in the Instagram post. That's kind of fucked up.
That's a little strange.
Yeah.
How long they been broken up?
I mean, long enough that she's remarried and got another kid. But like,
I also feel like, I don't know, maybe like, I mean, you can answer this better than I can. I feel like Channing would be like, all right, I'm glad he thinks him as a
yeah, I mean, I guess overall,
you don't want
it's
it
a
to be
good thing.
Yeah, it'd be like,
It's a weird thing to like
publicly do.
point out publicly
Yeah.
and like not include him in it. But they used to fuck for sure. I could see M. Rata and her artsy boyfriend. I could see them fucking big time.
Who are the top? I'm just gonna go top couples in Hollywood right now. I honestly don't even know.
Not anymore, but Brad and Angelina for sure.
Well, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I bet you that they're not crazy, but I bet they have a healthy sex life for sure.
Passionate.
I could see them having fun. Like we always talk about laughing and shit. I think when Brad and Angelina were in the Mr. and Mrs. Smith phase, when she was busy like ruining the Aniston marriage.
40 best
they were
power
fucking.
couples number or something. Barack and Michelle.
What do you think they're doing? You think she's like making it clap? She's throwing it back on Barack.
Number one. All right, let's We'll go to the top 40 power couples in Hollywood.
This is from Harper's Bazaar, by the way.
You grade their sex life.
Okay.
We'll both will. So okay, Barack and Michelle Obama.
I think that's a healthy sex life. Not saying it's like a kinky porn sex, but I think they have some passion. And I bet you when they got out of the White House that it was like.
I bet in the White House.
Yeah.
So many couples in the White House are fucking old as shit. I don't understand why all our heads of state are just old ass fucking people.
It's
like,
crazy,
if
man.
you look around the world, everyone else is like of working class age. There's no fucking reason everyone, except Obama was a younger guy. Everyone else is like just fucking old gray heads.
Well, because we keep electing the same fucking assholes all the time. I read an article that said that Donald Trump behind the scenes was terrified to talk to Melania about the Billy Bush grab her by the pussy video when that came out. He was like,
Who was?
Donald Trump.
He was scared of her.
Yeah, he was afraid to like tell her the like he was like putting it off, being like, I can't do it yet. And she like went nuts on him apparently, being like, you ruined this for us. Like she thought it was gonna like end their fucking.
She wanted to be president.
Well,
What?
I think I also love all those stories about how she like pushed off her divorce for this Have you read that? Like,
Oh,
she
yeah,
like had
yeah.
the papers ready and then was like, well, I guess all right, I'm gonna be the first lady. I'm sure like come November if he doesn't win, I think they're like the divorce papers are like the next day. But I think Michelle and Barack, I think they fuck.
I'm gonna give him a B+.
Yeah, that's good. B+.
Number 2, Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds.
I think that's probably like I'm gonna go A- because I don't know if it's perfect, but they're in the A range.
Yeah, I was gonna go A. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry.
I think they're terrible. Yeah.
C.
I think maybe when they first met and Harry was on like a coke binge in Vegas and she
Oh,
was
I
like,
forgot he
partying.
gets down like that.
But yeah, but I don't think that I think maybe in the beginning, but then once you're in it for actually, you know what? I bet you it stunk. And then they emancipated themselves, and I bet they went and had some free civilian ass sex where they like were we're done with the royal family, we're done with the queen, we're not worried anymore, and they're just having some hot people sex. So I bet you it started as like probably like an A, dipped down to like a C-, and I bet you they're back to like a B, but you can't recapture that old flame.
Beyonce and Jay-Z. We're only gonna do the top 10, by the way. It's going longer.
Now, I mean, after the cheating and Lemonade and all that,
High.
you think so? Like they got back
yeah.
together and were fucking.
Lemonade? Lemonade's the most like erotic album I've ever heard in my life.
But here's the thing: Hove is like an old man.
It's true. Jay-Z's old as
You
shit.
know, he's like
He's
a
like 55?
50-something-year-old man, and he's kind of like goofy looking in a way. Like he's not like ripped or in shape. He's like when you see him in a white beater, he's like a little bit doughy. Meanwhile,
Jay-Z's 50.
Beyonce has like an ass and a body, and she can move. I bet you she's getting dick on the side.
No.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
yeah, because Hove ain't doing it.
Nah, he is. Hove does
You
it.
think Hove throws down?
Yeah.
As a 50-year-old man
50's not that old.
who's fucking, he's been fucking groupies and shit forever. Becky with the good hair and shit. You think he's like still really throwing it for Beyonce?
Yes. It's Beyonce.
I think that falls under the whole like title of kind of like there's always a guy tired of her.
I disagree with that.
That notion?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the most true notion in the world.
I don't know.
Oh, are you kidding me?
I don't know. I don't think that everyone in the world is like sick of having sex with their significant other.
Oh, I think they are.
I don't think so.
I think everybody. It doesn't mean you hate it or you stop doing it, but there's nobody who. It's just not human to keep up the same level of like interest in anything.
But I think it's a difference of like, wait, it's changed versus like I'm mad we're having sex. Like I'm tired of fucking you. Is like that's not like that's
I think most
a
normal
very
couples are
targeted
there,
number.
but-
Huh?
I think most normal couples probably get are like I'm tired of you, but if you like work at it, you have to try. I feel like because I think otherwise naturally it's just like anything else, just same thing over and over again. You lose interest.
A-Rod and J-Lo.
0, like terrible.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think A-Rod. I think A-Rod is so awkward.
Oh, I think they fuck.
I think
gonna give them
Jenny
a-
can throw down. I feel like A-Rod is.
No, I mean he's fucking athletic. Once you're an athlete all the time.
No, I think there's way more to sex than athleticism.
I think it's the number one thing.
No.
I think athleticism is incredibly important.
Bro, I can fucking. I'm not athletic. We're not like. I'm not gonna be like lifting you and doing crazy positions and shit. But I think it's much more about like your mentality, and I think A-Rod's a little bit awkward in that sense.
All right, maybe. John Legend, Chrissy Teigen.
Yeah, I think they used to, and now they are.
Oh, Emily Blunt and Krasinski.
That's an interesting one. You think that I could see them being like closet freaks because they do seem like such nice people, but maybe he's like doing some kinky shit. What do you got?
They got engaged within a year meeting. That's a fiery passion
Say
right
again?
there. They got engaged within
Yeah.
a year meeting. I'm giving A's across the board. If you're hot, I give you an A. Clooney and Amal. A.
I feel like Clooney. See, I think
Clooney and Amal, they do some candlelight shit.
I think like Clooney is like the Olivia Munn. Like those two should get together, Clooney and Munn, because I think Clooney obviously has fucked every girl every which way, but this is like the woman he settled down with to be like a political like head of state. You know what I mean?
What a move.
Yeah.
What an all-time move. Will and Jada Smith. A.
They're fucking everybody, guys, girls. Like I think
Scientologists,
they're having big old orgies. Yeah.
Big into the Scientology game. I think
Yep.
didn't he like found a school? That's unfounded by me, but I'm
Probably.
pretty sure he did. Last one, David Beckham and Victoria Beckham. B-. A.
She's a little too poshy, I think. You know, like I think there's a reason why I think she's a little prissy, and I think David's been around the block, bro. I wonder what David Beckham's body count number is. It's got to be astronomical. Astronomical. When you hear about like, you know, if Chris D'Elia is like smashing all over town, you got to think about some true superstars.
Well, I think he's got a smaller pool to pick from.
David
Beckham just does women of age.
Yeah.
So you really.
I almost think it's a larger. You know, Chris D'Elia is like, well, you're 18 now. You're out.
Yeah.
You know? All right. Next voicemail.
Hey, KFC fights. This is Chelsea from California. First time, long time. My husband and I have an idea that I want you guys to weigh in on. My husband was showering the other day, and I made the joke that I usually make when his ball hair gets too long.
Oh, Jesus.
I told him, you need to braid it or fade it. And he said that he wished whenever he goes to the barber for his regular haircut, he could get manscaping done too. I thought about it, and women have had services for their genitals for decades. We can get waxed, sugared, vaginal steaming, asshole bleaching. Why can't men have a ball sack barber? Let me know what you guys think. Is this $1 million idea, or would no guy go to someone for this?
Well,
absolutely under no circumstance would I go to a ball barber.
I'm very grateful that girls do this, that they go and they let a stranger like look at their asshole and wax them up. But it's crazy that they agree to do that. You know? Like I would never. It's painful. It's embarrassing. It's awkward. And I don't know if girls banded together and were like, you know, you must. I don't know what I would do then. You know, like if it became standard. I mean, I guess I'd be like, okay.
What? Like, just don't say like I can do it myself.
Well,
what's the point?
I've always thought it's a little like. God bless him, but like, why do you wax? Why can't, you know, if you shave, I'd be like fine with that.
Right.
But I think I've always heard they like waxing more because it's done, it's clean, and then it stays that way for a while. But then you got to like grow it out to do it again. It seems
I don't
waxing
understand
is
the game.
impractical to me. But for
believe it or not, I don't know much about women's vaginas, and I don't understand how waxing works. I don't understand how laser works. That makes no fucking sense to me.
Yeah.
You just go to a doctor a few times, and you just never have to shave again.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy town.
Mm-hmm.
But shaving my nuts takes 17 seconds.
Yeah, it's a very
It's so fucking easy.
Yeah.
Why would I bother going? It takes like 17 seconds once every few weeks.
Yeah.
It is hardly a thing I even register that I have to do. That registers with me as something I have to do.
I also think that, and girls are probably gonna scream and yell on this one. I'm not saying it doesn't hurt, and I'm sure when you get into some of those crevices and get pretty personal with it, it's some fragile areas. But I mean, if you were to like put like a wax paper on your ball sack,
I don't think they do that.
It would be, you know, it's just not an option.
No.
You couldn't.
No,
So
I don't
that's
think
I think that's like the main reason why. It's just like your nuts would end up falling out. They would roll out like a fucking bag of peanuts. I mean, it's just that skin is way too fragile. Not happening. But thank you, girls who do it. But I also think that as a guy, like for her to be like, it's getting long. I mean,
what does that even mean?
He must be letting it go for like a year,
right? What does that mean?
For
it's
it to
getting
be
long?
For it to be noticeable, for a girl to like have looked at your nuts and be like, oh boy, it's, you know, it's this long now, or that long. I mean, I don't think I ever let it get past, you know, a fucking millimeter. I don't know. Just keep it going. Just keep it clean. Fucking keep it clean, girls.
Steve Fight, super producer BC. I kind of have like, am I the asshole / what the fuck do I do?
I'm gonna puke, brother.
So, weird little story. I was hooking up with this chick, very good looking girl, way out of my league. Humble brag, but while we were hooking up for the first time, we getting into it, and then one thing led to the other. We started talking dirty, and she said, "Fuck my tight pussy with your big dick daddy," and I let out a inaudible laugh. She then said, "What the fuck? Why the fuck are you laughing at me? I turtled and said that I didn't laugh, and now she brings it up all the time. I know if this happened to me, if I was in her shoes, I would fucking not hate myself, but just be super uncomfortable about it. I've been sticking to I didn't laugh, and now I can't get out of this situation. Just wondering what your thoughts, Viva.
Fuck my tight pussy with your big dick daddy, and you laugh.
It's a lot.
I mean, it's a lot from her. But I think you got to realize when you're in the trust tree and you're in the bed and shit's going to fly, you can't laugh at people. Unless it's like we always say, like, if you're joking around, if I fall over, if something silly and embarrassing happens. But if someone's trying to be sexy and you laugh at them, that's one of the more, like, that's hard to come back from.
Yeah, that's true.
That'll kill the mood in the moment. That could kill, like, your sex life, where it's like, well, I was going out on a limb and I was trying something that I think to be, like, a big turn on, and I was trying to be, like, hot for you, and you just fucking laughed at my face. That's tough.
Boy.
I don't know. I mean, how do you like fix that? I think the next time, I think you gotta reiterate it to her. You know,
I was gonna say exactly quote.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna fuck your tight pussy with my
exact
dick
quote.
daddy.
Exact quote, so she knows what it sounds like. Because it's not fair. You say if you alter the quote, she's got to hear exactly the quote.
Why? To make her realize how silly it sounded?
I don't know. Yeah. I'm just joking around. But you just gotta tell her, fuck my tight pussy with your big dick daddy.
Have you ever done that, by the way? Have you ever mixed up, like, and said it wrong?
I sure haven't.
Yeah, during phone sex, I have for sure said like
you doing phone sex?
Back in the day, like I was in high school before, like, sexting and video and all that shit was a thing, and my girlfriend was off of college. I would be like, oh, like, fuck my pussy. Fuck you. Oh, shit.
What?
Yeah, it was bad. And that. But you know what? Then we both laughed, and it was like a thing. But it's not like I was trying to be sexy, and she was like, well, that didn't work. I'm laughing at you, you clown. I think you gotta go give her the exact same phrase back and let her know. All right,
I'm trying. Start going over the top. Let's go all the way in. Yeah, take that shit, you little girl. Talk like the guy. What's his name?
Leroy Jenkins?
Crawl daddy. And you take that dick, girl. You little bitch. Don't call me bitch. I'm sorry about it.
I would also avoid little girl as you started out there.
You said
little girl. You said, hey, little girl, take this dick.
It is dangerous when you talk like a murderer, because then if you sound like a murderer, you probably talk like a murderer. Take that, little lady.
Oh, God, I have to go throw up these hot dogs, and you listening to you be crawdaddy is not helping.
I can't think of his name. Slughorn?
Who? What
are
you talking about?
What's his name? Scarver.
Can you give me a hint? Like, is this from a movie or a show?
No, it's from 30 Rock, but
I'm not gonna know.
It's not a character in 30 Rock. Liz Lemon is just quoting a movie character. But I forget. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, when people do dirty talk, like, I just want to be like, do that. Just go crazy over the top with it, because, like, it's just silly.
It is.
All of it's silly.
But you can't laugh at people, man.
You can't
laugh at me. Don't
laugh at people.
Don't look at my flaccid dick, and don't laugh at my dirty talk. Otherwise, we're gonna have problems. Oh God, I'm really gonna puke. I'm legit gonna go puke after this. Howie Mandel's on the show. It's brought to you by Peanut Butter Whiskey, Screwball Whiskey. It's whiskey that's peanut butter flavored, so you can mix it with some grape soda and some grape juice and turn it into peanut butter and jelly shots. You can mix it with, like, some Baileys and Kahlua type things. You can have yourself basically like a dessert. There it is. There's some right there. You could have a scoop of vanilla ice cream with it, and you turn it into like a whiskey float, basically. It's vanilla bean ice cream with the Screwball is a perfect adult dessert. And it's a little bit smoother, so it's 70 proof, which means 35% whiskey, 35% alcohol. So it goes down a little bit smoother, but it still has, the adult bite to it. It's going to get your buzz on. It's going to be like a classic cocktail, but just that much easier for you, your girl, your friends, your buddies, everybody to drink when they're kind of in like an enjoyable party mode, It can enhance any of your favorite cocktails if you want to put a splash of it in there, or you can just drink it straight.
Like I just did.
Get
Nice
creative
little
with
pull,
it.
baby.
Get it creative. You can take it from the bottle. You can eat it with the ice cream. You can mix it. Can match it. You can put it with other spirits and whiskeys and alcohols. And also, best part of this right now is that they donate to the California Restaurant Association. They donate to the Children of Restaurant Employees Association, the Bartender Guild. And they're paying 1,000. They're putting 1,000 care packages out there for people in need in the San Diego area. They're donating hand sanitizer to the front lines. I mean, Screwball whiskey is the humanitarians of the fucking year, man. On top of bringing you this great flavored whiskey. So if you're a Screwball and you're an outlier, you're a black sheep, do it with some Screwball whiskey right now. It's the original and most awarded peanut butter whiskey, and now it's available near you. It's the perfect shot or addition to any of your favorite cocktails. Pick it up at the local store or have it delivered and get screwed. Enjoy responsibly. Advertisement by Screwball Whiskeys, LLC, San Marcos, California. Whiskey with natural flavors and caramel color. 35% alcohol by volume. Howie Mandel, what's up, baby?
We're all good. So much better. Are you guys sitting on stained chairs? Or?
I'm even worse. Howie, I probably am. I'm sitting in a hotel room.
Oh,
no, you're not.
Howard, he is in a hotel room in West Virginia. I'd have to imagine that's like the last place on earth you'd want to be.
Why? Why are you in a hotel?
I'm here. I had to come to West Virginia to film a video at a racetrack. So this morning I was talking to jockeys and interviewing horses, and now I'm sitting in a hotel room. And I was actually working out, not to brag, working out before this, and I was thinking how much you must hate that. Like I was washing my hands every time I touched a dumbbell or anything.
I just watched you take your finger out of your ear and put it near your mouth.
I was moving my hair, Howie.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't.
No, you weren't. You were like the first guy I thought about when the world went to hell. And I was thinking how much of a disaster coronavirus and quarantine would be for you. But then I also thought maybe not, because you're the most prepared guy in the world for this, right?
Well, I'm not. I am a mess, and I'll be totally honest with you. And the nightmare. Every time I've been on your show, we talked about my own personal nightmare. But it was a nightmare, and it's what I've lived every day of my waking life in my own head. But then I wake up. And then I come to places like your place where you have filthy chairs and you're living and striving. But then, in March or February, we woke up and it wasn't such a nightmare. So welcome to my world, people.
Were you not happy that other people were nervous too, but were you kind of like, you see, this is what I always deal with?
No, because I did take comfort in other people just laughing at me and being able to thrive and telling me I'm more comfortable with people thinking I'm an idiot than it's scarier feeling like maybe that's the way everybody should live. I don't like that. It feels more uncomfortable now. Through telehealth, I've moved my therapist into a whole other tax bracket.
I have a question about the telehealth therapy, because guess what? I've stopped doing it because I'm too nervous that someone's going to be recording me. I don't trust them. You're a good trust.
That's why I drew the line at the self-prostate check.
I throw those out, but not on camera.
Well, that's just for fun. That's not even medical. That's just Tuesday afternoon.
Does it feel like it's enlarged? I go, yeah. He goes, does it feel like it's is it tender to the touch? And I go, yeah. And he goes, did I say put a glove on? And I go, no.
So what else is cooking, man? I know you got this new Quibi show.
My wife is cooking. Wife is cooking, and she's not good at it. And I've lost 20 pounds.
Have you really?
I really have. I've lost 20 pounds.
Awesome. I've actually been exercising, and I've lost exactly 0 pounds. I've exercised like every single day. Every day I've just wavered between like 208 and 211. That's it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't stop. It doesn't change.
Well, what do you call exercise? The fact that you sat up? Like,
that's the start of the day.
Yeah. Listen, we don't exercise shame here. Everyone's got their own, hill to climb. If he's getting out of bed, he's getting out of bed, Howard. Leave him alone.
Yeah, I know, but he says he's been exercising every day and he hasn't lost it. Well, I don't think exercise necessarily is for weight. I think that Eating is what I've lost a lot of weight, and not purposely. I don't know.
Yeah, you didn't need it. You didn't need to.
I didn't need this. And that's what I keep saying. I told my wife, though, the good news is when we come out of this, I wanted to write a cookbook. I told her it's a cookbook, but I'm going to change the cover when it gets published to a diet book because everything she makes goes right through you like too fast.
Oh my God.
Howie, we are in Howie's butt today. We got prostate exam.
Again, it's my theme.
Tell me about Kirby Jenner, because it sounds like a fantastic plot and major characters involved, a lot of heavy hitter producers like yourself. It seems pretty cool.
Yeah, it's on Quibi right now. Kirby Jenner came to our attention on Instagram, and Kirby Jenner, for those that don't know that might be listening, is the lesser known Jenner, Kendall's fraternal twin, and he is just amazing. He is the star of his own show. And along with Kendall and Chris and the whole Kardashian clan and me and a lot of friends, you could see the life of her fraternal twin, which has not been exposed. It's the only part of the Jenner Kardashian clan that had little exposure except on Instagram, that he's now in all his glory on Quibi.
Now, I have a lot of questions about for both the show and like what filming a show for Quibi is like. Like, how does that happen? Because just with the upright view and stuff, it must be a completely different filming experience.
Because of why? Why
because
would it be different?
How it's watched, like upright on the phone.
I didn't feel like it was any different. You can watch it upright on the phone. You could turn it. Quibi has it whatever way. We just shot it like a regular show. What's amazing about it, without giving too much away, is, go check him out on Instagram and you'll see what it is. We're able to Photoshop him into scenes that were already pre-shot on the Kardashians, and you could see like a little behind the scenes. So we add to it, but we shot it regularly. We shot it in, so that it could play on television, it could play in a theater, and it could play on Quibi. But now Quibi is the only place to see it.
Those are photoshopped. Those scenes, like where he's talking to Kim and she says he's like the best kept secret.
I think, it's hard for me to remember which one she was actually there, but most of them, everything that you see on Instagram, they are not there.
Wow.
So they're absolutely brilliant at being able to insert themselves in storylines that already existed and then just twist them into a sick, funny, comedic way. But that's what they've been able to do. But, as it turned out, we became fans of his, my company and me. And we wanted to do a show. And I reached out to the Kardashians because my kids actually grew up with them. And not Kendall, with Khloe and Courtney. But so I reached out to Chris, and it turns out they were big fans. And Kendall loved it. So we said to Kendall, do you want to come with me and let's sell this show? And Kendall and me and McG, who's also the other producer on it, just went into these rooms. We went to Quibi. Quibi was about to launch they just started buying things. And we loved that format. These are 7-minute little nuggets. And so they've loved it so much that even though it just premiered a couple of weeks ago on Quibi, they just ordered another season. So
no kidding!
Excited about that.
Nice, that's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Had you done anything professionally with the Jenners or Kardashians? Sounds like you kind of knew them in regular life, but was this your first time working with them?
No, I've worked with them before. I had a show on TBS called Deal With It, where people wore an earpiece, and one unknown person was at a restaurant or on a date. Yep. And Kylie and Kendall were on that with us. Chris has been very accommodating. I've known them for years and years. They're actually, they were neighbors before they were even on TV. Bruce was the guy that was on TV.
Were they neighbors at the house that Kim surprised? When recently Kim took, they rented out their childhood home and then made it back like the old days. I think it was on last season or 2 seasons ago. And
to be honest with you, I didn't watch that, but yeah, I've been neighbors of when they were kid. Not when Kim was a little kid. Chloe and my daughter were in the same school in the same class. So, and I also, when I used to fill in for Regis. Remember Regis and Kathy Lee?
Yeah.
So I used to fill in, and I used to work with Kathy Lee and became good friends with Kathy Lee. Kathy Lee's best friend is Chris. So we would all go to dinner. That's years and years and years ago. I remember Kendall and Kylie were just around the time that they were just born.
Wow. Now, is it hard for that to get them? You said they were in right away, but just like my interpretation of the Jenners and Kardashians from afar, obviously, is that they're like very focused on their brand, and this brand is obviously making fun of them. So they were just not making fun of.
It's not, and that's the key. Here's what it is. They do have, and people wouldn't know that, they do have an amazing sense of humor. And to have a sense of humor, you got to be able to poke fun at yourself. They get it. They are really smart. I don't think you can listen, there's a million docu-follow series. Not all of them get the kind of success that they do. I don't think you can. I don't think that's an accident. I think they know exactly what they're doing. I think they know exactly how they're portrayed, and they know how to market. And they're brilliant, actually.
It's brilliant. And doing this is just another example of how brilliant they are. Because the second I saw this, I was like, I was never not a fan of the Kardashians, but I didn't really watch the show. It's not made for me. And as soon as I saw this, I was like, they are awesome. Just being able to, because I saw when Kirby says, he said something like, everyone in my family does something important. My sister is a model. My sister Kylie, Chloe's tall. Chris does business. And I like to rollerblade. I was like, that's hilarious. And the fact that they're all in on this is so awesome. And nobody laughs harder at that than them.
Right.
So just to know them, to really know them, they know what they're marketing, and they know who they are, and they know how they're perceived. And this would not be on the air if it wasn't for them. Kirby was doing it for years on Instagram, and he wanted to try to sell it. The key was when they met me is just putting them together with the Kardashians, because it was not going to sell without the Kardashians. It was not. It's what was beautiful about it and amazing about it is not only technically how he was able to usurp himself into their life and already the footage that already existed, but he needed to do that. Otherwise, if they said no to it on Instagram, they didn't have a choice because he just did it. But now to do a television show and do a production and put money behind it, they hold all the cards. They own the footage.
It's probably a little smart too, because then you can choose. Like you can go, oh no, you're not making that joke.
Yeah,
right? He can do whatever he wants if he's on Instagram. If he's collecting Kardashian paychecks, you go, I don't think so. That one's blacklisted.
But you have to know how open they were and how much fun. And even when they did show up on the set, they did things beyond the script. What if we do this? They know funny. Mm-hmm. They really do know funny. And go ahead.
Was there concern? Were you nervous about like jumping on a new platform with Quibi? Did you consider going anywhere else with it? We
didn't right away. That's the first place we went. I don't get nervous about anything. The unknown is, they were launching it, and at the time we were selling it. It just seemed like they were really aggressively trying to go after something different and something that hadn't been seen. And it was a really good business model for us as a company to be able, they paid well, and they gave us a lot of creative freedom, probably more than any other regular network would have given us. And they were just so excited to be in business with the Kardashians because, any one of them, has access to, 200 million people just on any of their platforms.
So many people.
I mean, what is that like where it's like you see something funny on Instagram or this guy comes to you, you take some interest in it, and you can be like, let me get the Kardashians, let me get Quibi. I mean, you're making shit happen, Howie. It feels like
I am. I did that.
I thought you could do anything.
But I like that even more than being on camera or on radio or on sound myself. I love the idea now, and I can't. Are you a little COVIDy? You just keep coughing.
No, you know what happened? You ever just swallow spit down the wrong tube and then it's just stuck in there? That's what's happening right now.
Nope, never happened.
You've
Anyway,
never
so,
done that? You never just like a little saliva hits like your lungs and then you're choking
No.
for the next 10 minutes?
No, I've always practiced swallowing my saliva, and I'm really good at it now, and I've never made a mistake, and it went down the wrong tube. I don't know how you
Howie.
choose. Never
How,
happened.
you ever think how it's weird to do little shots of saliva, but if you did a whole glass, it's gross?
There you go.
Think about that.
You know what I
wow,
like?
I never,
and I'll
there's
say the
always
same thing
saliva
for
in your
you.
mouth, but a little bit
I
too
love-
much.
I hope if you guys have an idea, you bring it my way, because what I love to do is I love to, if I hear an idea, it's almost the package that makes it happen. I don't care about being on camera, and I don't care. Like at this point in my career, I love funny and I love interesting and I love different. And just because I've been doing it for 40 years, it's not that I'm that connected. I've worked with a lot of people because I've been around for a long time. So I feel like I have this perspective now where you say, here's what I want to do. This is a funny thing. Or I see Instagram, and it could be as simple as like I partnered with Instagram on, doing things, people. So animals doing things, morons doing things, drunks doing things. So I called them up because it was animals doing things. And I knew it was an easy sale. I go, guys, you're just living on here. Can I just take that? And we sold it to Nat Geo Wild. And now it's on, I think Disney Plus.
So
we just took What?
Sorry, that's like a big part of your business is kind of just like finding things on social media and just having the eye.
Finding things not necessarily on social media. I'm really interested in any kind of IP, any kind of it. I was at a studio for about 7 years producing as a producing company. And for the most part, they just want to try to sell linear television to networks and cable companies. Mm-hmm. And I started coming across like great ideas, which don't necessarily fit the mold of the half-hour show or a sitcom or, the docuseries. And I would go and I'd go, hey, I got a great idea. Why don't we do these short, like 4-minute little funny things? And we could do that. And we could get branded entertainment. So maybe I can get like a brand to come on board so we can do this. And then maybe it'll be like kind of interstitial. I didn't even know at the time. They go, well, that's not what we do. That's not what we do. So about 7 years ago, I went out on my own because I live day and night on the internet and on television. My television's on 24/7. And even if it's not English, I don't care. I'm just so fascinated. I go, not now, but I go to clubs and see people do different things. And I'm always trying to figure out, oh, this is so good. I want to share this with people. Is there a couple of people that I can put together to make you, where can I do this? Where can I share this? Where can I,
What about
I have a facility in LA, and I bring together like even people. I have people that are technical geniuses that have come up with ways of doing things. Like I have a company right now that's in my office, but we don't have material for it yet. But real easy live, real time animation, so they can create a character, and it could be fully manipulated, not motion capture. Fully manipulated and moved kind of like a digital marionette. You guys could voice it and we can make a cartoon for almost no money, and it could be produced in hours, not in months, not in days. So what I love about that is that I'm a huge South Park fan, and one of the beauties of South Park and one of the beauties of the comedy is they can comment on what's happening now. When I did Bobby's World, and I'm trying to bring that back, when I did Bobby's World, I wanted to make comments on what was happening now. But at that time, when we had to do animation, it was all done in Taiwan, and it took 6 months. Mm-hmm. So if I made a reference to something that was going on, by the time I got it back and it aired, it was almost 9 months later. We couldn't. This is like real time. If something happened in the news today, I can have a fully animated cartoon about it tonight.
Woo. How about two average guys who record a podcast in a dirty studio? Is there a market for that?
There really is. You know that because you're getting paid to do it. But you guys are really funny. If you have something else that you want to do or you have some ideas, please, and all your friends, bring them my way. I enjoy nothing more than trying to figure out a new way to do things and to launch things.
Howie,
we have at our fingertips.
We have a great idea. I'm going to be honest about that. We have an idea. We're not going to share it right now. We're keeping it off. We'll get to you off air, but it's a fucking good idea.
Okay, but when we get off air, I'll give you my personal. You could talk to me because I love nothing as much as I love everything I do and being on TV. My favorite thing is stand up because that's like in the moment, and I like to improvise a lot and get taken off the beaten path. But my favorite thing to do now is to hear an amazing idea that's not mine, and to kind of just people who watch Kirby may not even know that I had anything to do with it, and that's okay by me.
Because the check still clears, right?
Exactly, man. We need more Howies out there because nowadays people are
even more at this point, and this is going to sound a little altruistic and bullshitty, but the truth of the matter is, at this point, it's not even about money. At this point,
I fucking bet it's not, Howie.
It's not. No, I did.
Well, yeah. Listen, when you're on,
no, I was saying I bet it's not because you're killing it.
Yeah,
no,
when you're on season 65 of America's Got Talent, and the money's coming in for that, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
And that's exactly right. And because I can do what I want, and because I could say, hey, I won't even take a fee for this. Let's just put this together. There's some joy in saying, I think this is like the funniest thing I've ever seen, or the most amazing thing I've ever seen, and call a friend here and call a friend there and say, and that's why I ended up, I got 30,000 square feet of studio space in Van Nuys. When I was at a lot, I had to go, through hoops and rings just to say, can I shoot something? Is there any way I can get a camera? I just want to do it. We shoot things every day and 99% of it doesn't work. But that's how I get to just play and it doesn't work and it's nothing. I thought that was going to be a good idea, but this is a piece of shit. And I love that.
You're either the best or worst producer in the world. It's like, we don't need money. Do whatever you want. I don't even know if it's going to get on the air. It's either the best or worst formula I've ever heard, Howie.
But that's the way to do it, because I think that comedy and whatever you're doing by collaboration and with a corporate overtone doesn't work. I want to like break rules and have fun and do things that are different. And, I like selling. That's, I came from the carpet business and I did this. We talked about this the last time I was on. This was a dare to become a comedian. This isn't something I aspired to be, but what I learned, it's all selling. So if I can do something and find something that the world wants to buy, I like to do it. It's kind of like real estate. If you can give me some property and I can find the best builder, the best bricklayer, the best roofer and things like that, and we could build a house that everybody wants to buy and move into, then that's the way to go.
Let's build a house with Howie. Howie's house. Let's go.
Speaking of houses, how stressful has it been doing interviews in your house? Just like, because you don't want to make, like, you don't want it to look too nice, right? Aren't like celebrities, you guys, I feel like after the Imagine people, when everyone was getting roasted, when that video Imagine went viral?
Yeah, I know. She tried so hard.
Like, their beautiful backyards and stuff. I feel like every celebrity we've interviewed since then has just been sitting in the corner.
But you don't like, I thought this was a good, beautiful part.
Oh, I think it's beautiful. I just think that you're selectively choosing this beautiful view. That's just like, the wall's right behind me.
I don't.
Why don't you turn the camera around, Howie?
Why don't you give us a tour, Howie? Show us your entire house. Let me see the bedroom.
I'm going to lose the bedroom. That's a long way from Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Oh, we got to get in the golf cart to get to the bedroom, I bet.
Yeah.
Swing over there. I'm in the guest house right now.
Yeah. Just outside because I yell. I'm talking loud.
I mentioned it before, but how is America's Got Talent going? I mean, at that point, that must just be, a easy paycheck, but also a lot of fun for you. You just know what you're doing.
This is the best season yet. I got to tell you, it really is. And people say that. I say it every year, but it really is. So, and also because it's the most interesting and toughest, exciting. And I'll tell you why. So we started out this season. This is season 15. And Heidi Klum came back, and she's an amazing, she's a really good friend and beautiful, and who gets paid to sit beside Heidi fucking Klum, and then yes, that's kind of a gig, and not there's no preparation involved for what I do, I just see a show just like you do, and then comment. I said I do everything on that show that. The first 4 years I wasn't on the show, like everybody else, I sit on the couch in my underpants and comment out loud. Now they give me pants and a paycheck, and I'm doing the same thing. And then Sofia Vergara is just stunning, funny, amazing, and just such a joy. And Simon and I are very close, and Terry Crews is great. So then we start the show, and there's great talent. And I figure the talent just gets inspired by the year before. Like somebody sees a contortionist and they go, well, I can do that, but what if I hung upside down 2 stories in the air and lit myself on fire? And that's what people do. They keep pushing that envelope. But then what happened is real world. So up until last week, I think this coming Tuesday is going to be the first time you will follow the journey that we took. We started shooting about 17 days before the pandemic or the shutdown. And then came the shutdown. We're in the midst of shooting the auditions. And they said the first part was that we couldn't have an audience. So now we're in this cavernous theater, and people come out and then they go, ta-da! And it's like crickets. But there's something that was harder for the acts than it was for us. There's something, and I think for the audience, it's going to be really like kind of intimate and fun, and the ability to focus, and it's different. And then Heidi Klum got sick, and we freaked out. It turned out that she didn't have COVID-19. So then there were 3 of us. And then Sophia invited her friend Eric Stonestreet to sit in. So he sat in for a couple of acts, and that was great. And then they shut us down totally. We weren't allowed to show up, and we did some by Zoom. Very much, I feel like I'm doing an episode of AGT right now.
Very cool.
And
Expert.
And then we don't know where the middle rounds are going to be. They just here in LA, as we speak, just opened up production, but I don't know what all the rules are. But we're going to start doing a middle round, and I don't know what the answer is to audiences or anything. So I think, like, through the eyes and the lens of, I think we're the one show where you're going to watch that journey, us go through the journey that everybody has gone through. Whereas other shows, it was a certain way, and now you watch it and they're just on Zoom. But you're going to watch step by step. And then this week, my golden buzzer is something I'm really excited about. I finally pressed the golden buzzer to somebody for some act that has never been portrayed on our show before. And it's not a singer, it's not a dancer, it's not magic. It's something different. I'm really excited about that. And I think that comes up this week. When does this thing air that I'm talking on right now?
It'll probably be next week. Yeah.
Dude,
after. So wasn't I great last Tuesday?
I mean, it's literally the show must go on. So that's pretty cool to watch it all unfold.
If I came out, and I would rather come out to 100,000 fans than just you, Simon, Heidi, and Sophia. If I came out and saw that, I'd be like, never mind. I'm not.
Either way, you could do good or bad. It's going to be crickets. You're not going to get any reaction this way. You know that for sure. That's intimidating.
I don't have the confidence.
But it's just about the act, and it's just about what you do, and not what I liked about it, to be honest with you, I can't tell you how many times an act has come out on AGT in the normal days, has come out in AGT and they start to sing or they start to do something. The audience is just so excited about being there and seeing this, and they want to be, good cheerleaders, and, 4,000 people are roaring, and then the person hits a note. It's usually a singer. And then they go to their feet, and we could barely hear. And it's really hard to say, like, after everybody is so into this, I go, well, look, they loved you. Everybody loved you. This is really great. Look how you did with this, as a stand-up performer, as a stand-up comic, who gauges it? The audience really gauges it. And I can't tell you how many times I'm swayed by the audience reaction. And then I go home and you could hear it, clearly. And I go, what was I thinking? Oh my God. So it allowed us to be more, kind of myopic. We had like blinders on, and I could, if you're going to come out and sing, even if you're not going to get the applaud, or you're going to show me some magic, the trick is the trick.
Right.
I think that the laughter and the applause and is added, it's like eating a good cake without the icing.
Right.
Howie, what'd you get on your SAT vocab?
I never took an SAT. I don't have a GED.
No kidding?
Really? You never graduated high school?
You hit us with ancestral, ubiquitous, and myopic just in this conversation.
Oh, I did?
That's quite the vocabulary you have there, sir.
I like to read, but I don't. I did horror. I had severe ADHD and OCD even in school, and I acted up. We talked about some of the things that I did. On the I hired what's it called? What? Oh, I mean, it's just saying bye. My daughter's bye. We're social distancing.
How was she doing? Wasn't she blogging and stuff? Wasn't she doing something on Instagram?
that's the other daughter. So that Jacqueline Schultz, you could follow her on Instagram. She's a vlogger. Riley, do you have anything you want to promote?
What's your TikTok? What's your TikTok, Riley?
Riley's not on TikTok. Riley is known as the secret sister. Riley is our one family member that has no desire to be on camera whatsoever. In fact, she's married, and we were just going through her wedding album, and there's not one picture of her. So she's just very shy and
Riley's Kirby Jenner.
Yeah, there you go.
Riley is our Kirby Jenner.
That's great.
You want to say hi, Riley? No? Okay. I was talking to me, not to them. You don't even want. Love you too. Bye. She's leaving.
Well,
she's a physical therapist. But
I've been going to PT. I started PT in quarantine.
What?
Why? What's wrong?
I got a bum shoulder, Howie. It's real tough. I get
He could help you.
Taped up. I do a lot. I just did my exercise right before going to the gym. What
She
a
does
world
it on
we live.
Zoom now. She has to do it on Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
with her
see, in
patients.
Massachusetts we can go. So I go. I have to wear a mask the whole time, but I can go.
Yeah. My son just went to get a haircut in this quarantine, and he shaved his beard, he shaved his head. He's got a long beard. Alex Mandel, if you go look at him, and he goes to this barber that he likes, but the barber it's one person at a time, and he went there. They cover the seat with paper. The barber is wearing a mask and a shield and everything. But then when he wanted to get his beard trimmed, he took off his mask, but just to one side. So the guy shaves him like this. Then he hooks that up. And then it's the other side. And he shaves him like that. And then he has to hold it over his mouth while he does his mustache. And then he holds it. But if you go check him out right now, he kind of looks like, the pictures that he put up look like a before and a before. It's on my Instagram. I put my son up.
Well, I love it. The Mandel family. You're a modern day American success story, man. From no GED to millions of dollars and 1,000 shows. Producer of Hollywood, great production. I mean, you're special, Howie.
I feel like I'm really lucky, and I feel that I work really hard, and I'm really proud of my kids who actually work really hard and have careers of their own. Sons, me. You know, the one that's the blogger, Jackie, is an inner city school teacher, who taught in South Central LA and Crenshaw and East LA. Now she has 2 kids of her own, so she's at home and she's locked in. So that's what she does. So she's still vlogging. And my kids are great. I've been really lucky, but I work really hard, and hopefully I stay lucky, and I hope everybody stays healthy and safe. That's all I want. I wanted it for me most of my life, but now I want it for everybody.
Well, let's hope, man. We really appreciate the time as always. You can catch Kirby Jenner on Quibi, and of course, America's Got Talent season 15. And who knows? Maybe something that we produce one day. We'll be.
Let's do it when we get off of this. DM me on my Instagram.
I will. We got something for you. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Howie. See you, bud.
Bye.